Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 13% increase from 13-cent rather increase from yesterday. Florida average a week ago was 307. It was 312 a month ago and 350 this time last year, but still yesterday it was 296, 297.
Yeah.
All right, well, I know someone who can afford it. Someone in Central Florida is likely holding on to a Powerball ticket worth $1 million
Really?
right now.
Really? I didn't buy one.
Oh, I didn't either. Lottery officials say the winning ticket was sold at a Lake County Publix on Monday.
No, I was just in there last night. What? Where? Tell me.
You just said you didn't buy any lottery
Jack,
tickets.
it doesn't matter. I need to be near the winner. I need to be associated in any way, shape, or form with the winner.
You know that will make you more angry.
Yeah. It's probably the guy that was right in front of me. Don't say he was wearing Bubba shorts.
No, Jimmy, you're safe. This store is located in Lady Lake.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
The lucky winner has around 180 days to claim their prize. And lastly, the residents of this state are the least stressed in the U.S.
The least stressed state in the U.S. would have to be, boy, you want to say something like Hawaii or something like that because it seems like so stressless with all the beauty around you. But
yeah, but then you got
major meth problems and all that spam.
Homeless pooping.
That's another good one, Jack. I gotta believe it's got to be out in the Midwest where you're kind of completely disconnected. Oh God, is it logical? Stop it! You're so bad.
He means really good. Well, he said Montana, so stop squeaking into the microphone.
I'm going to go Vermont.
Vermont. Excellent. Nebraska.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Nebraska residents are the least stressed in the U.S. A new report from our favorite.
Yeah, I was going to say they have nothing to worry about because nothing happens in Nebraska.
A new report by Wallet Hub compares all 50 states based on metrics like affordable housing, average number of hours worked, and number of adults with enough sleep. Nebraska ranks first, followed by Minnesota, New Hampshire, and South Dakota as the least stressed states. What do you think the most stressed state is? I don't think either one of you would get this.
Wow, really?
I wouldn't guess this.
Really? Because, I mean, you'd think somewhere like California with all the natural disasters and the cost of living that would constantly be on your mind.
That would be a
New
good
York.
guess.
Yeah, New York would be another one like that.
Major metropolitan
area. But she says wouldn't guess it, so it's got to be somewhere like Indiana.
Yeah, Connecticut.
Or, it's got to be some like Idaho.
Illinois.
Well, imagine a magical state like New Mexico.
Oh, wow.
New
Really?
Mexico is the most stressed U.S. state.
I wonder why that's weird. You know, I just said the other day, I saw a story that completely contradicted something I've been telling you guys about New Mexico since I went out there. And Jack even agreed. You know, they said that New Mexico had the worst infrastructure of any state in the U.S. And I went out there and drove damn near every big highway they had for at least 4 days and did not even hit one bump on the road. And that they said, but I think it's the rural roads that are in really bad shape. The highways are actually nice, but I think the rural roads are completely destroyed.
Well, New Mexico took the top spot. What's interesting is for those of us here on the show, Wisconsin came in as the 44th most stressed out state. New Jersey came in as the 37th most stressed out state.
Florida's got to be in the middle there somewhere, maybe 23rd.
And the host, our stalwart host, his home state of Florida, is the 9th.
Oh, is it really?
Most stressed out state.
I don't know what happened there. I'm perfectly fine.
Nothing to see
Calm
here.
as a cucumber here.
Sorry, it's 39 for New Jersey,
Yeah,
44 Wisconsin, and Jimmy's own Florida, number 9.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
And that concludes your JCS news.
All right, 407-916. It's getting worse every day, buddy. It's getting worse every single day.
I am taking that cat to the vet.
Yeah, all right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show, right where you are, please.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Well, today's going to be warm. We'll have a high of 84, a little bit muggy. And with mostly cloudy skies, we could see a couple of brief downpours developing after 3 p.m., especially from Orlando south. And once you get into southern Osceola, southern Brevard County, there might even be an isolated tornado associated with a sea breeze this afternoon. Now, it'll be quieter for the end of this week, but we have another rain chance coming our way for the weekend, Saturday, and especially Sunday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Get the meal deal you really want. Wawa's $5 Big Breakfast Deal gets you any sizzly breakfast sandwich, any size hot or iced coffee, and a hash brown for just $5. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
Guys, make the most of your spring. Visit Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Is the only place where you can meet an astronaut, touch a moon rock, stand nose to nose with the real life Atlantis, and so much more. This is such a fun spot. One of the many reasons we have such a great relationship is just what a great deal this is, and the fact that a lot of these things are hands-on. Your kids can go up and touch them and play with them. And some of these things are the actual, this is like the story of NASA in real life. You just come face-to-face with real space, cutting-edge innovations of space exploration from NASA. It's this spring. Blast off. Make your vacation the absolute best with a visit to the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Explore more and grab your tickets today at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit CrushYard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hi, I've got a circuit breaker that keeps popping.
Okay, let me go online to get you scheduled.
That's great. Come on, what kind of a low-tech operation is this?
Here we go.
You've got mail.
I should have called Frank Gay.
When you have an electrical problem, you want a licensed and insured technician with the latest tools and technology to complete the job right. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
This is Ashley Canetti from the Ben and Ashley I Almost Famous podcast. You could have lost 10 pounds already if you already started 1 month ago. So are you ready to start today? Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes at tryfh.com. Tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Results vary based on start weight and adherence to diet, exercise, and program goals. Data based on independent studies sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Now through March 31st, get great deals on everything you need for your lawn and garden at Tools Ace Hardware. Miracle Grow Potting Mix, Sunnyland Fertilizers, and Mulch are all on sale. Tools Ace Hardware's helpful associates have the answers to all of your lawn and garden questions and will gladly load up your mulch, soils, and fertilizers for you. Also, check out the biggest sale ever from Steel Outdoor Power Equipment at Tools' 11 full-line steel locations, or bring in your equipment for a quick tune-up for the season. Tools Ace Hardware's 13 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or delivery.
Thank you for making Mercedes-Benz of South Orlando one of the premier luxury dealerships in Central Florida. We are the official dealer of luxury, providing the ultimate VIP experience at a price you can afford. Call Monica Ventura at 689-319-7680. That's 689-319-7680. We guarantee you will be treated like VIP and nothing less. Across from the mall at Millennia.
Prohibition. It's no secret that banning alcohol didn't stop people from living it up in the 1920s.
When we're 5 years into Prohibition, the government is starting to go, okay, this isn't working.
I'm Ed Helms, and on Season 3 of Snafu, we're taking you back to the 1920s and the tale of Formula 6. What you probably don't know about Prohibition is that American citizens were dying due to poisoned liquor, and all along, an unlikely duo was trying desperately to stop the corruption behind it. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Snafu, and listen now.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. You know we've got 3 area locations, so no matter where you live, we're just a short drive away. And 3 locations means 3 times the cars. We've got the exact Kia you're looking for in stock and ready to roll. And you can drive home your new Kia today with interest rates as low as 0% for 72 months. We want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Qualified applicants through KFA. 0 down, $1,388 per 1,000 borrowed for 72 months at 0% APR financing. Plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 4/5/25.
Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Oh, I almost sang that second verse out loud. Oh, God, that would have been
Yesterday's question of the day. How often do you wash your feet? On the more frequent side was some attorney guy who claims that he showers 3 times a day. At the other end was a guy that hasn't even seen his feet since 2012, but said, hey, they'll do them for you once a year over at the Catholic Church.
Great job, buddy. Love hearing from you, man. Keep
Right
it coming.
around this time, too.
I love it. All right, 77031. That's how you text our show if you want to chime in. You can leave a talk back like that fine gentleman who is on a roll.
Yeah, he is.
Get the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio. You'll see that microphone there. Use that to send Jack your comment. Remember, you can edit that down until you get it right.
Oh.
Yeah. You can edit that damn thing right.
Allow me to give you an example.
Okay.
And I don't know if I don't think this person sends a talk back a lot. I think there was good information behind it, but it might have been a bit breezy where she was.
Yeah, I was on spring break last week, and I was listening to the show. Your weird cat noise, that definitely needs to go to the vet. You're freaking the cats out. So please work on that. Thank you. Love you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. We appreciate that.
Wow.
While at spring break.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right, again, 407-916-1041. Somebody on the texting service had a really...
But she was right. My cat does sound a little infirmed.
It's going to the vet, Jack.
Yeah.
It's going to the vet.
Said, I've never heard this mentioned by you guys when we talk about gas prices. 7-Eleven has an app. If you pay for fuel through the app, you can lock in a low price for 4 days, and you save 5 cents a gallon by paying through the app. If you add money to your 7-Eleven wallet and you pay with that, you save another 3 cents. I locked in the price on Sunday in Vero Beach and used that to pay today and only paid $2.76 a gallon.
Yeah, I do use that app.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I do not use any gas app at all. I don't. Do you use Jack? I think you don't. Do you go to Costco or Sam's or something? Don't you?
Yeah, I get my best price at Costco. Outside of that, if I have to purchase gas not at Costco, I have the Upside app. And I use that typically at a Shell station.
Yeah.
So I can save in that regard. Prior to that, I used to use the Wawa card because you would get 5 cents, a 5 cent discount per gallon.
Yeah.
But the way they're describing it, that's a good option. There are deals if you use the primary app or feature of specific vendors.
Right. So you lock the price in. Yeah. So yesterday, if you'd have gotten it at what is it, $2.96 or whatever it was, you could lock that in for 4 days. And even if it goes up 20 cents a gallon,
you're okay.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you drive a lot. I mean, obviously, I don't fill my car up every 4 days. So mine's a little bit more than that, not much. But tank lasts me probably 4 or 5 days.
Same here.
Yeah.
I filled up last week. I'll have to do it again either tomorrow.
Yeah. And Jack, that wouldn't be very advantageous to you at all because you only fill that thing up like once every light age.
A couple of weeks.
Once every Haley's Comet, Jack goes to the gas station.
They get twice a month.
Yeah. Last time he paid in gold dust.
Twice a month. I live 8 miles from work.
Went in there and just a little bit on the scale there. A little bit. Yeah, he paid with a chicken. He paid with the eggs.
Exactly.
I'm a fan of the barter system.
Yeah, I am too.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Man, I used to be part of a group here in Orlando. It turned out to be kind of scammy. But there's a business connection group, and I think they're still around. I think some people still use them. I know Russ was part of one for a while. Matter of fact, I believe I got into it because of him. But it's a group of business owners or business leaders, and the whole idea is you meet once a month or once every 2 weeks. I can't remember. And you discuss what's happening in your particular faction of business. But really what it turned into being is you trying to sell somebody in that store or in that meeting what you do.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of what it turned out to be. Because I immediately tried to sell everybody in their printing.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even think twice about
they're trying to put you on life insurance.
Yeah, they're trying to put me on life insurance and sell me fences and stuff. And then it turns into a trade. Well, I'll give you this if you trade me that. And I went about 3 times. I was like, this doesn't seem very productive. And I moved on. In other words, I couldn't close the deal, so I moved on. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. We do have a question of the day up. Jack, I don't know how exactly you phrased it, but I do have the story and how we got there.
So I'm about to put it up in our YouTube chat. Now, the way you sent it to me, I had a breakdown, right?
And that was
the
just
times, how long it takes to eat dinner.
That was just a suggestion of what you, because I mean, you have a much better kind of parameter on how those things work out than I do.
I got you, but it's about dinner time.
Yeah, it's about how fast you eat.
All right.
So I don't know how Jack. Basically, it was basically how fast or how quickly do you eat your meals? And
Not fast at all.
And then we have some choices up there. It's like I think 0 to 10 minutes, 10 minutes to like maybe 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, or 30 plus minutes. I think that's what I have.
So do you want it? We'll keep it at dinner, though, because typically if there was a meal where you might spend a little more time, it would be dinner.
It would be. That would be the one you spend the most time. But really, the story that I have a little bit later in the show, I think it's pretty much every meal you have. They really want this to happen. It's a really good story from the BBC health page today. And it's really long, to be honest with you, but it talks about the science of how fast and how quickly you eat and what it means for you and your body.
Well, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to spoil them.
Yeah, please don't. And again, I just got my blood work done, and I find out that I have some cholesterol issues. They're high, and even though my heart plaque is like absolutely 0, no problem there at all. No, not even a wisp of cardiovascular issues. I do have cholesterol issues, but that's weird because I've always heard that is kind of a genetic thing because I'm not obese by any means.
It can be.
I'm probably obese, scientifically, they probably consider my body obese, but I'm 6'2", and I weigh about 218 to 220 pounds or so.
It's kind of like when I look at, someone like my mom who has diabetes. This was a woman who never drank soda, never ate cookies, never ate candy, but she has a long line of it. So
right, yeah. Genetically, I know that. And I don't even think my family is predisposed to cholesterol issues, except on my mom's side. I don't think my dad's side had any of that, but my mom's side may have had some. If I only had 23andMe, if I could only buy that at a flea market. Hey, could you get 23andMe on a person who's passed? Like, let's say you had a relative that passed away,
and you have some of their saliva in a jar,
and you have some, and because they wouldn't do it while they were alive because they didn't believe in it, but you wanted to know some more familial history medically, could you take a sample of a deceased person's DNA, hair strand, whatever the case it may be, swab, it doesn't matter, and send that off and get a profile after death posthumously?
Well,
that's a great question.
Specifically on 23andMe, how it works is your saliva that you would spit into a test tube. So you would need to be able to get the saliva of this deceased family member.
I think you could do it elsewhere. But, I mean, the thing is that person has to submit it, though, right? I mean, you can't submit it on someone's behalf. Like, I could not go get my kid and say, hey, swab this. I want to find out about you genetically. They have rights themselves, do they not?
Kids don't have money.
So I theoretically...
I think you could do it for your kids.
Are you kidding? Do you really think that I could go get a swab from one of my kids and get their DNA profile without their okay? That's an interesting question. Way more interesting than the corpse one. All right, 407-916. As Jim morphs topics to fit what he needs. All right, let's take a little break. We'll come back and do, what'd you do that's new? We'll talk about Jack's Black Mirror episode, Striking Vipers, and man, did they strike.
Tuesday.
They always wind up hitting him in the face or butt for some reason. We'll do that next.
Make Real Radio 104.1 #1 on your presets on our all-new iHeartRadio app and get cool stuff at Real Radio events. Get the app for free in your app store.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a vehicle fire slowing down traffic on the Turnpike southbound before Orange Blossom Trail. 2 right lanes are blocked. Bumper-to-bumper traffic due to an accident on I-4 eastbound over St. John's River Bridge. The left lane's blocked. A crash on Severin Boulevard at US 1792. An accident on Winter Garden Vineland Road before Paquette Road. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Lear Capital.
Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA Guide at BetterNestEgg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. Go to BetterNestEgg.com.
Look, man, common sense will tell you somebody who's been doing something for a long time, they're doing it right. Well, that's exactly what Eustace Roofing's been doing since 1959, providing great roofs that you can lean on, that have integrity. Been doing it for 65 years. No interest financing is available. They serve all of Central Florida, and they are metal roofing experts. What does that mean? What it means is they have the machine that manufactures the roof on site. So it's a perfect fit every single time. And they may actually be able to satisfy your insurance carrier by cleaning or rejuvenating your roof, adding years to your existing roof. What you need to do is just get these guys on your property for an estimate. It's easy. EustisRoofing.com. That's EustisRoofing.com. 4.9 Google rating with over 1,000 reviews and 2021's National Roofing Company of the Year. You can't lose. Again, it's EustisRoofing.com.
Ron White, live.
If your eyes go bad, you can have LASIK surgery and they can give you 20/20 vision. But let me tell you something, folks. You can't fix stupid.
May 21st, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. On sale now at hardrocktampa.com or ticketmaster.com. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. For mature audiences.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
Hey, Russ Rollins here for Solar Source. What a great experience I've had with them. A couple of years ago, they heated my pool with solar, and now I've been raving about this ever since. They installed a solar battery backup system, so when everyone else loses their power, there's power outages, my house is still running, which is awesome. And now Solar Source is about to take it to the next level for me. My entire home is going to be run off solar energy, which is going to save me so much money on my electric bill. It can do the same thing for you. If you're tired of high-cost energy bills, trust this company. It's Solar Source. It's a company you can trust. They've installed over 60,000 systems since 1984. It's Solar Source. Go to solarsource.com/monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters. You'll love working with them, and make that switch today, because the future is solar powered with Solar Source. Great company, and you'll love working with them. Please tell them Russ Rollins sent you, because friends of Russ Rollins save more money at Solar Source. solarsource.com/monster.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. We offer HELOCs and home equity lines of credit with scores as low as 640. Find out if you're qualified today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears.
Orlando.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Divorce is tough, but you don't have to go at it alone. Imagine building a team not to fight, but to win. 90% of divorce cases settle without a judge. At TK Law, our collaborative approach means you and your spouse work with lawyers, financial professionals, and mental health professionals to resolve issues with dignity and privacy. No court battles, just solutions. To protect your future, contact TK Law. We will help you navigate your divorce so you stay in control. OneFirmForLife.com.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Hi there. I've got a clogged drain.
A clogged brain. I have that sometimes.
No, a clogged drain.
Try yoga or drinking tea. Earl Grey is the best.
Earl Grey? No, I'm calling Frank A.
What do they know about tea?
When it comes to clogged drains and plumbing issues, you want a trustworthy, courteous technician that's dedicated to customer satisfaction.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Listening to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, Colbert crew, it's Sarah. You guys had me through a loop. I'm getting ready to blow dry my hair, and I was on my phone texting a couple people, and I looked up and I hear Deb talking about be prepared for this upcoming weekend for the time change. I was like, what is happening? And I realized you guys had technical difficulties, and it threw me through a loop. Ooh. All right, bye.
Yeah, when our YouTube feed crashed, we had to reboot it. But what happens if you're watching a YouTube feed, it'll play the next thing either on that channel or it'll pop up a video. And so I guess it played a video for her for a week or two ago from us. And it just happened to be us, but it was Deb talking about a time change. Yeah, we started a second YouTube feed, but it's also posted at Jim Colbert Live. So we are live every day, and if it goes down, we'll start up another.
Yeah, you've heard that while tripping. That would have been
whoa.
A life-changing moment there. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Talkback is easy as well. iHeartRadio app, Real Radio. Use that mic to send your comment to Jack. We'll get you on there. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here.
He is.
Why are you saying hello like that?
Because we're about to start tripping.
All right, let's do what you do that's new so we can trip.
What'd you do that's new? What'd you do that's new? Hey! Cause we only need something new to do. We're relying on you. Tell us something new brought to you by Klausman Law.
That's right, Klausman Law, KLAUSMAN Law.com. Offices right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash, call Klausman. We'll talk to Glenn on Thursday for Colbert Court. Big thanks for that sponsorship, though. What you do that's new every single Tuesday at 4 o'clock on this show since we began the program. We do this program where one member of the show will choose something for the other members to watch, read, or listen to. We will reconvene that following Tuesday. We'll review that and then move on to the next choice. This is Jack's week, and then we'll find out what the listeners chose for us as we do that every single fourth Tuesday on our gym members page. If you want to go over there and become a member, you also can throw in your suggestions for what you do that's new. That means you can suggest something for us to watch, read, or listen to, and we will do it. Jack?
Yeah, so this actually happened because of Jim, your newfound love of gaming.
I thought that's why.
And this was the, impetus for this selection.
Oh, it's going to happen to you, Jimmy.
Yeah, so because you are now a gamer, I made a reference to this, as we were talking about gaming. Back when you used to game, I don't think you've gamed since that first time you went gaming.
Yeah, I don't think I have gotten on there. I think I'm doing it tonight, though.
Oh.
Well, I'm home tonight. I got a couple things to take care of, so I'm going to be in tonight. So I actually may be gaming a little bit later. So
some striking viper action.
I know.
Striking viper
there will be
it is.
zero striking vipers.
And so I thought I remember this Black Mirror episode. I thought it would be fun. It's from a few years back, season 5. Anthony Mackie's in it. And
where's he from? What's the big project that he was in that I would remember him from?
The Marvel stuff.
Oh, that's right. He was.
He's the new Captain America.
The new Captain
right?
America.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and that Birdman or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't pay.
That's fine. Yeah.
So anyway, but the premise is, and with most Black Mirror episodes, they take a place just a little bit in the future, right? Just
enough.
Where technology is a little advanced, but it poses questions of when you are faced with this technology, what are the right and wrong things to do? How will you use it? How may it possibly be misused? This is a virtual reality video game where he and his buddy, where it just kind of it almost makes you comatose, but you're playing the game, but you're in a virtual reality state,
like a trance, right?
In a trance, whatnot, and it's a fighting game, but they find out there's more pleasure to be had than just fighting, in this game, and it's him and his buddy.
Yeah.
So then it raises a whole bunch of questions. Is it gay if your avatars, a man and a woman, are having sex in a video game, but it's two guys behind the characters? Does that make them gay? And then a whole bunch of wacky stuff ensues.
Yeah.
How do you like it, Palatka?
My name's Jim. I happen to be from Palatka. It has yet to influence anything in my personality.
Oh, it's about to shine right now. About to shine.
You know what? I thought the premise was kind of interesting. I really did. I thought I'll tell you the one thing that my wife and I were just talking about when we were watching this is how different Black Mirror episodes look to other episodic television. There is I don't know how they do it, but there is a vibe or a feel with the way that they film these things, the staging of these scenes, how the dialogue comes around that lets you know that you're dealing with something a little different than maybe another episode of like White Lotus Severance has a little bit of that as well, because there's a bit of mystery in just how they put it on film. Which I really, to me, really showcased in this episode.
Yeah, I like when different shows find their own style, whether it's a color palette, whether
or a
it's
filter,
a lighting technique, and they kind of stick with that. I just learned reading about this Black Mirror episode, it was actually all filmed in Brazil.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, there's a couple of the episodes where they're standing there. It looks like they're CGI'd into the background there because there was this weird kind of sharpness around the edges of their bodies, which we couldn't kind of figure out if that was supposed to be there to kind of illustrate like they're seeping into the digital world and it's becoming part of them, which it could have been. The story was interesting. The gay stuff really doesn't bother me that bad. There were a couple of the scenes.
Gay?
It was gay. No, it's gay. Yeah, gay AF. Gay F. Yeah, and because obviously, do we want to ruin the episode? Does it matter?
It has been out 6 years. I think we can talk about it.
They wind up getting together in a weird way. They, the one guy's married, the other guy's like this bachelor. He's got a girlfriend, but they wind up both leaving their spouses or their significant others to basically sit on the couch, put themselves in this trance, and have digital sex with each other. They did meet up one time to kind of kiss to see if it was going to be that kind of gay relationship. It turned out like that was not that kind of gay relationship.
No, they beat the hell out of each other.
They got into a fist fight over it. But then, of course, that made him super horny, and then went home and got online. But here's what I could not figure out. I couldn't figure out the why.
Why what?
Why did they make this episode? Almost always, these are almost like parables. What was the parable? What was the lesson to be learned from this?
Well, I think for future generations getting more and more deeply into that VR world, it becomes the question of when does it end being a game? And the more and more lonely people we have, the more movies where a man falls in love with his phone assistant, Siri.
Right.
It lends to the fact that what we always considered that was technology, you don't attach to that. We're starting to see that as humans. Yeah, you can.
Blurring the lines a little bit there, right?
Blurring the lines. Again, you can live your life as your avatar. And we're seeing that more and more with young people living their life in that digital kind of VR world than dealing with the real world. So I think the parable is how quickly and slippery that slope can be depending on what holes exist in your life that aren't being met.
And maybe what even you'll give up for that when it's said and done, because they both gave up everything they knew as a normal life to pursue that lifestyle.
So the episode was written by series creator Charlie Brooker, and he said the storyline came from an idea about a workplace affair in virtual reality where neither coworker knew the other's identity.
Right.
So, Jack, I have a question, because at the end I did get confused. So they did, because I thought, okay, so am I seeing this correctly, that now he was honest with her with what was going on? And so they decided to have just kind of like, okay, you do your thing and I'm going to do my thing, and we're still going to be married?
Yes.
That's kind of like what it seemed to me. She started living her own digital experience.
Well, I think...
Was that digital?
I couldn't tell.
No.
Okay, that was real.
Yeah, that last scene when she goes to the bar is the same dude that said on her earlier in the episode.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
My wife thought he was hot, by the way.
I thought it was a different guy at the bar.
I think it was the same dude. It was
Was
just sitting farther away. It was hard to tell, but my wife knew immediately.
I was like, oh, she gets to do her thing.
She knew it immediately.
Yeah, so
Like immediately, she knew it.
So at the end,
She could tell.
He finally confesses to her that what he's been doing and why he's been distant and losing interest, and he confesses all of that. But that honesty and vulnerability seem to have propelled them where they now have a day where they allow each other to delve into their fantasy.
Right.
Where for the husband, it's playing the video game with his friend, and for her, it's going to a bar and
getting hit on by that guy that she had to turn down before.
Meeting a stranger.
Because we
So
learned.
that's IRL, baby. That's in real life.
Yeah, and the other thing too is, you could actually apply a number of things to this. You could obviously say that, as people start to kind of switch real relationships with digital relationships, like Deb was saying, shows maybe the slippery slope that is, like exactly what you were saying. Like, you think you know the reality of it, but you really don't, because you're not making actual contact with actual human beings, and in experiencing those changes or who they are as a person firsthand.
But you're experiencing something that in IRL, in real life, you're not getting to experience. So that dopamine hit that you get when you get to become that avatar and you get to hook up with that character starts to take more and more importance in your life, because it's giving you those feelings that real life isn't doing. And that's that real slippery.
But you start seeking that, though. Like, he sought that. His wife wanted him. His wife was actively pursuing him. They were playing role-playing games. I mean, it seemed like they had a great relationship until this entered into the life. So it could also...
No. Before he got the game,
he was bored AF.
Yeah, you could...
Oh, yeah, it was by the grill. You're right.
Yeah. You could see he was kind of...
He was looking for something.
Oh,
he found it.
Here's what it is.
Found that viper.
They both were looking for something, right?
Yeah.
He was the single guy who could hit every young piece of, and love it.
Say it loud.
Whereas his friend was the married father. So they both envied each other's life. There was both something missing from each other's lives. They just didn't know that they were going to be the ones fulfilling it for each other.
The grass is greener episode.
Exactly. The bachelor always looks at the married guy. The married guy looks at the bachelor, and they're both envious of what each other has.
Yeah, the one thing that did remind me is how damn good Black Mirror is, regardless of if you like the episode of The Parable. I mean, the show is so effing good. It's crazy.
And also, when you get to a place where virtual reality can provide an experience that you get a dopamine hit whenever it's desired.
Yeah.
When do you not leave virtual reality?
That's addiction. That is addiction.
It's like Player One,
right? Yeah.
Ready Player One.
Yeah, that's what addiction is.
It's the same as a drug or alcohol addiction.
Right.
I mean, you're just seeking for that escape, right?
Or that hit. You want that happiness hit. That happiness hit.
Interesting.
And standing at the grill while there's kids running around and your life looks like you know what's going to happen.
You're burning the burgers. You don't even care.
You don't even care. And then something that you didn't expect brings some spice. It's hard to turn your back on it.
Wow, good episode. Check it out. It's episode 1 of season 5, I believe, right there on Netflix. It's Black Mirror. The episode is called Striking Vipers.
Yeah.
Burned into your memory.
If you really want to go back and experience some craziness, do you remember the very first episode of Black Mirror with the pig? And
yes.
Dude, if you want to immerse yourself into something that is stone cold weird, go back to the very first season of this show. It is a winner. Every single episode of that first season is out of bounds good. What do we have from the listeners, buddy?
So we did a post on gym members, and this is just another reason to be a part of our group on Facebook. You search gym members, JIM, gym members, and we'll accept you into the group. And we put up a post, as we do once a month, for What'd You Do That's New. We got a bunch of suggestions. We did the random dice generator, and we landed on a pick by Mr. Brian Turner.
Okay.
It's called Tomorrowland. 1967 was secretly a huge Disney World experiment. So it's about behind the scenes as they were developing Tomorrowland for Disney World back in the late 60s.
Very nice.
And it's a video. It's just under 30 minutes. So it's available on YouTube. And I will add the link to our What'd You Do That's New section on the Jim Colbert Show page.
Very nice. Can't wait to check it out. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
What you do that's new, brought to you by Glenn Klossman, KLAUSMANLAW.com. Proudly sponsored since day one by Glenn Klossman, KlossmanLaw.com.
Bye.
There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound over St. John's River Bridge. There's an accident there, a crash, slowing down traffic on Florida's Turnpike southbound near Orange Blossom Trail. There's an accident on US 27 northbound south of Lake Manola Shores. Traffic slowing down on I-4 westbound through that World Drive area. Just travel with caution on the roadways this afternoon. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of Amy Semple McPherson and how the modern megachurch came to be. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Spring is here, one of those few times of the year when we can finally open our windows and let the fresh air in. But your old single-pane windows and doors take all the fun out of it, right? Replace them with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen's custom-built, energy-efficient Acclaim Impact windows and doors will not only enhance the beauty and value of your home, but also increase your comfort. Kathy says Renewal by Andersen did a great job, happy with all the work. Take advantage of Renewal by Andersen's 31-day spring sale. Buy one, get one, 40% off replacement windows and patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Bonus, first 50 callers save an additional $25 per window. Call Renewal by Andersen today for your free design consultation and say bye-bye vinyl. It's simple. Dial 250 from your cell phone. That's pound 250. Say the keyword best windows and be connected in seconds. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Our iHeartRadio Music Awards celebrated the music and artists you've loved listening to all year on iHeartRadio. Brought to you by Jeep.
It's now streaming on Hulu for a limited time.
Bad Bunny,
Billie Eilish,
Glorilla,
Kenny Chesney,
Money Long,
Nelly,
your host, LL Cool J,
plus Lady Gaga,
Mariah Carey,
Gracie Abrams,
and iHeartRadio's Tour of the Century Award, honoring Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Streaming now on Hulu.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here to tell you that I love Lily. Well, I don't even know what that means. I gladly hired my friends over at FAS Exteriors to install my windows and doors right here in Orlando. Love these guys. You will love them as well. Here's why. Because their expert team of window and door installers made the entire project seamless from measurement to the final inspection. That final inspection, the actual county inspectors asked me who did the job because the installation was so perfect. They've been doing it since 2005, and FAS has certainly earned their spot as Orlando's top-rated window and door experts. Upgrade your home today with a team that delivers excellence. Visit FASWD.com. And as always, trust the leader in windows and doors.
Eustace Roofing. New roof, no mess.
Hey guys, not feeling like yourself? Visit Game Day Men's Health, one of the nation's largest men's health clinics, specializing in testosterone replacement therapy, ED treatments, medical weight loss, and shockwave therapy. With locations in Winter Park, Lake Mary, and downtown, they can create a customized game plan for you. Set up your free testosterone test and consultation. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Mention 104.1 and get a second service free when you buy one. Game Day Men's Health, helping men perform and feel their best.
Call for a rideshare. Hop on an airboat. Dust off those rolly snakes. It doesn't matter how you get to McDonald's, just as long as you hurry. Because now, for a limited time, 2 favorites are back. The Daily Double and Hot and Spicy McChicken for only $4.49. This deal won't last, especially on a classic like a Daily Double. 2 100% beef patties seasoned to perfection and melty American cheese. What are you waiting for? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
A meal at McDonald's brings my family closer together. And now, that same meal helps bring other families closer together. When we order a family bundle deal that has 40 crispy chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries, McDonald's donates 50 cents to local Florida Ronald McDonald House Charities chapters, providing a home away from home so families can stay close to their child during medical care. We can also round up our order, and the extra will get donated. Food, family, and helping others. What could be better? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Thank you for making Mercedes-Benz of South Orlando one of the premier luxury dealerships in Central Florida. We are the official dealer of luxury, providing the ultimate VIP experience at a price you can afford. Call Monica Ventura at 689-319-7680. That's 689-319-7680. We guarantee you will be treated like VIP and nothing less. across from the mall at Millennia.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's Ram Truck Month, where right now at your local Ram dealer, well-qualified current FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Quad Cab 4x4 for $369 a month for 42 months with $3,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-877-RAM-5722 for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Current vehicle must be registered to consumer at least 30 days prior to lease to qualify. Extra charge for miles over 35,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 3/31/25.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Boom, boom.
I wasn't sure of the series you were talking about, so I asked Siri, does Black Mirror have a pig in the first episode of the first season? And whoa, Nelly, boy, did she spoil it. Oh, man.
Hey, how's it, Ohana?
Hey, Ohana.
Brother Jim, talking about high cholesterol. Did you have kind of a heavy night of drinking? A couple days, maybe the night before you gave blood? Because even if you fast your 12 or 8 or 10 hours that they recommend, your cholesterol will read high just from alcohol intake. Sister Deb, check your email. My wife is sending you something in your wheelhouse. You are going to laugh. It's a content creator from TikTok. Aloha.
Aloha, brother.
Aloha.
My man is cool, by the way. He gave us a date. He sent me an email. We're going to have to work out a poke day because he brought us some actual poke, the way the Hawaiians do it. And geez Louise, you should have seen Trinley and I go through that stuff. We were rolling through it.
Yeah, you were.
My God, it was so good. Thanks, man. Always good talking to you, man.
That's a shocker.
What?
He sent you an email. We knew that. He's been telling us he was sending you the email for weeks.
I didn't read it. I just saw that he sent me one.
You saw it.
Yeah.
He left a talk back last night, Ohana, saying that he was thinking the Monday after next because he got tired of waiting for the email.
Yeah, the response.
The response.
Just start emailing everybody else. They'll remind me. That's what Jack's job is. Remind me of stuff I need to do. Part of it anyway. And can I tell you, I can't be more grateful. You should see my text message. My text message thread to poor Jack. It's 4 o'clock Sunday morning. I'm like, what spots am I have to do tomorrow? Do I have them yet? It's so crazy. I'm so unbelievably dependent. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Because you can always text us at 77031. Jim and Deb and Jack all here for you today. Coming up a little bit later in the show, we're going to kind of go over what our question of the day is, which is how quickly do you eat? A really interesting BBC study about that kind of breaks down. There are some other unique aspects of that as well. Of course, It's Only Money coming up a little later in the program, plus we'll have trivia today as well. So today, right now, in the state legislature, there is a debate going on, a bill that's being debated. Do you already know what I'm talking about?
No.
This one's interesting. Okay, who had a job as a child? Who had a kid job here? Now you know.
Yeah. Yep.
Now you know. I had a kid. I worked at Winn-Dixie. My very first job as a teenager. Job that had you had to have your Social Security number, fill out an application. I did work at a T-shirt printing shop, but it was just like helping a guy that my mom knew. Stacked T-shirts that have already been printed and stuff. The Kiss My Bass T-shirt from Palaca, Florida. Super famous. Everybody knows.
I think you could get your working papers. 15 or 16?
I remember 15. I was working at Winn-Dixie at 15 years old.
So
Because my mom and dad used to have to drop me off, but then a year into it, I got my own vehicle and was able to drive back and forth.
I know at 16 I started working at a supermarket. However, at 13 I had a paper route. I had a couple of paper routes. Daily News, Bergen Record.
There you go.
Yeah.
Deb?
I babysat, of course. And then I did have my first job at a sub shop that also made like malts and shakes, and worked there for 2 weeks until the owner said before payday, "Oh, we can't pay you because we didn't know you weren't 16."
Oh, man.
So
Oh, man.
count that as 2 free weeks
There
of
you go.
working. But yeah, working since I was 16 at Arby's and Mark's Big Boy.
Very nice.
Chicken takeout hostess.
15. Very
What
nice.
up?
Super hot, by the way. Nothing brings fried chicken like you.
Oh, with a hairnet?
Oh, no, I love it.
Oh, and white
High
shoes.
Socks? High socks?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Pantyhose.
Again,
Oh.
describe it to me. Talk slowly.
Okay.
I'll close my eyes.
Lights down. Incense lit. All right. So what's being discussed right now in Tallahassee is child labor laws. They're trying to loosen them up. Here's the beautiful irony of this. It's because they need to fill spots that have been opened by the deportation of illegal immigrants that work in our agriculture sectors down in South Florida, whether it be oranges or sugar, whatever the case may be, tomatoes, strawberries, blueberries, whatever the case may be. Did you see what they want to do? What the legislation is kind of talking about right now?
No.
They want to allow children as young as 14 years old to work overnight shifts. If the new law is passed, teenagers will be able to work overnight jobs on school days.
What?
They are currently prevented from working earlier than 6:30 a.m. or later than 11 p.m. per state law. Governor DeSantis is supportive of this law. He's been vocal of cracking down on immigration, echoing President Trump's rhetoric. However, economists have warned that could backfire, sparking further inflation and labor shortages because, of course, we've known for years through Scott's articles in the Orlando Sentinel that this is a major problem and a big point of hypocrisy with a lot of people making laws here in the state of Florida because, of course, the sugar and agriculture industry fight hard to make it as easy as possible to avoid detection for illegal immigrants as they work on these farms and have been. Now with the E-Verify system, more of those people are being shipped out or being scared not to come to work, so they're not working, and they need people to fill these spots.
So we need 14-year-olds to be doing it.
The answer is allowing 14-year-old kids who are in school, by the way, is that first year of high school or is that still middle school?
Yeah.
First year of high school, right? So a freshman that would still have to report to school at, I don't know, what time does high school start? 7:30 in the morning?
Yeah, about that.
7:30 in the morning to work overnight shifts. So theoretically, that would be from 11 o'clock to like 4 or 5 in the morning, then go home, shower up, and then go for a full day of school. And this is in the direct reason of E-Verify. Employers who do not comply with the law face a fine of $1,000 per day until they provide proof that their workers are legal citizens. It says, and it kind of goes back to this old statement that a lot of people make, that are my age, Jack's age, that, well, we did it this way as a kid. I worked as a kid. There's no reason these kids can't work as kids. But as a kid, there is no way possible. Even the hardest working guys that I went to high school with and worked on farms, and let me tell you, these kids at 14, 15 years old are grown-ass men. They were working grown-ass men jobs. No joke. But that was after school. Yep. They would leave school. They would go. We knew for a fact they work on these farms, running hay, running balers, tending cows, tending horses, tending sheep, running pickers for the cabbage industry, the potato industry.
Even if it's before school, they're milking cows, but it starts at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. They haven't been out in the field since 10 o'clock the night before.
Knew a lot of dudes that did that. A lot of young ladies who did that, who worked on those farms.
Plenty of studies show what it takes to be a better student and the better sleep, and even starting that first class later in the day is just increase the student's ability to succeed. But it seems like that footnote is like at the back end of this. This is not about helping kids get a better education.
Yeah,
it's about solving a worker shortage that was created.
Right,
100%, and they admit it. It says right here, yes, we had people that left because of these rules, but you also have been able to hire other people. And what's wrong with expecting our young people to be working part time? I mean, that's how it used to be when I was growing up. That's what DeSantis was saying during a panel discussion. The state has been easing up on child labor protections for years. Last year, the legislature passed a law allowing homeschooled 16 and 17-year-old teens to work any hour of the day.
Yep.
I wonder if he'd feel that way if it was his kids.
Don't know the case of that. I do not know. State's Republican-led legislature on Tuesday will debate the new law, which includes a number of changes, including eliminating working time restrictions on teenagers aged 14 and 15 if they are homeschooled and ending guarantee meal breaks for 16 and 17-year-olds. So even if you're 16 or 17 and you're at work, you will not be guaranteed time to take a break and get something to eat while you're working.
Get them started young.
The last part of this story, by the way, it says the number of child labor violations in Florida has done what in recent years, according to the U.S. Department of Labor stats. The number of child labor violations in Florida has done what in recent years? How much?
11%.
I'm sorry, what'd she say?
11%.
11%?
Yeah.
I'll go 50%.
It's 300%. It's tripled. So the number of child labor violations in Florida has nearly tripled in recent years, according to the U.S. Department of Labor statistics, not some independent study, some not Pew Research, none of that. This is the U.S. Department of Labor stats that Florida has had a tripling of child labor violations in this state alone over the last few years. That's crazy, right? Like 14-year-olds working graveyard shift. Like I grew up, my town I grew up in, and we talk about this all the time. We have a mill there. Georgia Pacific is a paper mill, very famous up in North Florida. They're all throughout the South, by the way, as they take pine trees and turn them into tissue products or paper products for consumers in the U.S. And they do shift work.
There was one off there off Fox River.
Yeah, 7 to 3. Then that was the day. They call that day shift. Then they have the 3 to 11, which is called 3 to 11 shift. You go to work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, get off at 11 at night, and then there's graveyard, where you go in at 11 at night, you get off at like 7 in the morning. And that would be the shift that would 14-year-olds could work. They could go to work at 11 o'clock at night and get off at 4 or 5 in the morning, and then still be required to go to school and maintain a certain grade, according to this new legislature and this new law that they're talking about on a panel today, panel discussion in Tallahassee today. So we'll see how that works out. It says, in a law that was signed in 2023 requiring employers to, with more than 25 employees, that check their immigration status using a federal database known as E-Verify. After that, it said, yes, we've had people that have left because of those rules. People just didn't show up for work because they were afraid of being deported. So they just kind of, I don't know what they did after that, but they just didn't come to work. And that's happened all across the U.S. After this crackdown. It's happened in California, Texas, New Mexico. Somebody actually opined earlier that maybe one of the reasons that New Mexico is so stressed out is because a number of those citizens in the southern part of that state are, trying to avoid detection from ICE, avoid, being deported. But 14-year-olds working overnight shifts, I don't know that anybody in their right mind, regardless of their political affiliation, could think that that's good for anybody and their long-term educational outlook. Well, I just can't imagine that anybody would think that.
It's not, but you don't have to worry about the Department of Education to track those numbers anymore. It's going to fall on low-income kids.
Yeah, because those are the ones that need to work, right?
Yeah.
Affluent families don't need their 14-year-olds out there grinding it out until 4 in the morning.
So it's the low-income kids who are forced or who will be working and then having their education suffer.
Yep. And then, of course, limiting their ability to go further. Somebody actually just texted in and said, I see it in my classes all the time. Kids show up and sleep every period because they work till 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. But we're great again.
It says a lot of high schools have programs where kids have job training and get out of school at noon or 1 to go to work in the afternoon. Everybody kind of knows that.
Yeah.
I mean, we had that before. But if you're a senior and you've earned the credits, you do that. You go to work. My wife did that as a kid. My wife did this, and she got to leave work at like noon or 11 and worked at Sears Surplus selling like warranty agreements or something like that, and did quite well doing it. But she was off by 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and able to still have a normal life and still require, and still achieving her educational goals in high school. Graduating with a good B, B average or something like that. She wasn't like magna cum laude or anything, but she, was a very capable young lady.
Well, cum laude is sitting over there.
Yeah, I know. Cum laude's over there.
How you doing?
Yeah. And somebody texted in and said, you support Ron DeSantis, you still support him. I don't support this legislation. It's stupid. I mean, I think anybody with the right mind can understand that working a 14-year-old till 4 o'clock in the morning is not the answer for your labor situation. You should probably go elsewhere to look for your workers, or kind of come up with other legislation that allows you to incentivize working in those areas and not lean on 14-year-old students when we already have one of the worst education systems in the U.S. And for the record, before you hit me with this Florida being the number one, that's in higher education. That doesn't count grade school education. Just 2 weeks ago, not even last week, actually, a story about math and science scores in the U.S. being absolutely awful, and them actually considering lowering the bar so it doesn't hurt anybody's feelings when they don't pass these tests. And, of course, we know a lot of that has to do with COVID. We got set back with COVID, but, I think that's in the mirror. That's in the rear view far enough now where we don't have to worry about legislating around COVID or what did or did not happen. You can kind of move forward now and establish new bars that require more attention to your education, not less attention to your education.
I know some other legislation they're talking about is actually not lowering the bar, but making it so that if you turn in a 64% grade, you're going to get a D. You're not going to get an A.
Yeah, that'd be great, because that's
that
what
would be great.
Yeah, last week it wasn't read like that. Last week they were looking to change the parameters of what it took to pass. Because it's the testing they claim, right, Deb? That's the whole thing. Like they don't want the testing there. They don't want you to have to test through to get a diploma. They want you to be able to refer back to old tests. If you read it, it says that. It says you can refer back to an older test that had the same curriculum and use that as your test on the test that you used to pass to get your diploma.
Yeah, I didn't read the thing about the standardized testing. My story was about the school grades.
Yeah.
In cursive and stuff like that.
Gotcha. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. There was a woman who did something to a corpse. And normally you would say, my God, what is wrong with you? Yeah, but not this time. I'll tell you what that is next.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
You tell me that you love me so, you tell me that you care, but when I need you, baby, you're never there.
Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. We're going to see mostly cloudy skies through the day today. Then this afternoon after 3 o'clock, especially south of the beach line, south of Orlando, we're going to catch a couple of isolated downpours, even some thunderstorms. And once you get into Brevard County from Melbourne into the Osceola County area, southern Osceola County near Lake Kissimmee, there could be a couple of stronger storms, even in a late day isolated tornado associated with the sea breeze. Otherwise warm, the high today 84. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. You know, one of the things that sets us apart from other Kia dealers is how much we can offer for your trade. When you bring us your car, over 40 Greenway dealerships compete for it, ensuring you get the best possible offer, as much as $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book value. So come see how much your trade is worth today, because we want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia, visit greenwaykias.com.
All factory rebates to dealer, negative equity refinanced.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. 407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Last November, we won. President Donald Trump won a great victory for America First. But the war's not over yet. On April 1st, Florida's resolve will be put to the test, and radical dark money groups are funding Josh Wheel's campaign to stop Trump's agenda, reopening our borders, raising our taxes, setting us back decades. That's why President Trump picked Randy Fine to lead, a true Floridian and a real America First patriot. Florida deserves a leader who will fight by Trump's side. Randy Fine and President Trump are fighting to halt the border invasion, stop skyrocketing property insurance prices, protect access to Medicare and Social Security, and stand up to the anti-Trump cabal in Washington. On April 1st, put America first. Send Trump-endorsed Randy Fine to Congress, because if Florida falls, America could be next.
I'm Randy Fine, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Randy Fine for Congress and the Republican Party of Florida.
Life is full of uncertainties, but finding the right lawyer shouldn't be one of them. At TK Law, we believe divorce doesn't have to tear your family apart. Our collaboratively trained attorneys work to help guide you through the process with solutions that protect what matters most: your family, your future, and your peace of mind. With the right guidance, you can move forward with confidence. Find a lawyer that truly cares. Visit onefirmforlife.com to learn more about your options today. TK Law, one firm for life.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-335-2299. That's 800-335-2299.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Ready to give up the bottle? Drinking too much and ready for a change? Dr. Robert Malpas with CNS Healthcare in Orlando is seeking adults ages 18 to 65 who regularly consume large amounts of alcohol to take part in a medication research study. If you're ready to make a change, call CNS Healthcare at 407-425-5100 today to learn more about this research study for those who desire to drink less. Or go to cnshealthcare.com to schedule a free consultation.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hi, I've got a circuit breaker that keeps popping.
Okay, let me go online to get you scheduled.
That's great. Come on, what kind of a low-tech operation is this?
Here we go.
You've got mail. I should have called Frank Gay.
When you have an electrical problem, you want a licensed and insured technician with the latest tools and technology to complete the job right. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
You are.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. We're turning into some kind of Charles Dickens novel with the solutions that these people are coming up with in government. They're running our society backwards. The education department, now this labor thing, they're just running us into the ground. I fear for this country. I really do.
Hi, that's infuriating to me, saying that 14-year-olds should work the graveyard shift. My parents did that growing up in Alabama. But guess what they didn't do? Go to school.
Yeah.
Or get an education. Because they were my mom was one of 10 kids, my dad was one of 8. So they had to work.
Happy Tuesday, Colbert & Company's Concrete Mike. Man, my first job was 12 years old after our house burned to the ground in upstate New York. We lost everything we owned. It was just me, my mom, and my 2 little brothers. And, I busted suds at a My Bones restaurant up there in upstate New York and had a paper route. And, I went on from there to, working on cars and then eventually building boats and, now I pour concrete. But let these kids go get jobs, man. Let them work.
Yeah, look, I don't have any problem with that, big dog. I mean, do you want a 14-year-old working an overnight shift? I don't have any problem with kids working. All my kids have worked jobs since they were 14, 15 years old. Every single one of them. If they wanted extra spending money, had to go earn it. We weren't about handing out $50 every weekend. Go do what you wanted. If you wanted a car or phone or anything like that, we provided some of that stuff, but some of those responsibilities were on you. You had to get a job. Even my daughter, who got a scholarship to college with volleyball, literally, when she went down to South Florida to go, got into an argument and almost thrown off her team because she demanded to get a job at like a smoothie shop. And because of the nature of the scholarship, you could not have a job while on scholarship. They would not allow it. They considered it a
like a conflict of interest.
Yeah, like a conflict there, right? That they wanted her sole attention on playing volleyball. But man, she literally almost left school because of it. Because she just kind of had that ingrained in her to work. All my kids are like that. They've always worked. It's just kind of like it is. Now, I would never allow my 14-year-old to work an overnight shift for any reason.
Right.
That's when I would kind of figure out something else, figure out another way to do it. I just would not allow my kid to work an overnight shift. And somebody actually texted and said, if you read deeper, it means like they can work at slaughterhouses, wherever. It doesn't really matter, even around heavy equipment, dangerous equipment, as 14-year-olds, as they may be sleep deprived because of the nature of being a child and burning so much energy during the day and requiring, lots and lots of sleep at night. So we'll see how it goes. They're just talking about it today. I guess we'll probably have more clarity on what they plan to do maybe tomorrow or even later this evening.
But if it does upset you, takes nothing to call up there and say, hey.
That's right.
Don't be an idiot.
Yeah, just go, hey, man, I don't agree with this.
Yeah,
This is not my thing. I don't think this is good.
Don't waste my taxpayer money on this.
I don't think this is good for the youth.
Yeah, and what's really important, if you are like someone criticized you, Jimmy, because you voted for DeSantis,
Yes.
and now you are criticizing this idea of his.
Yeah.
I think that is more valuable than because we normally say, oh, Jack's a liberal, of course he doesn't agree with DeSantis, Deb's MPA, she never agrees with DeSantis. But when you can stand and say, I voted for this guy, but I disagree with this.
I disagree with this policy. I didn't say I disagree with everything the guy does. I disagree with this policy. I don't think it's a good idea.
Well, I disagree with 90% of what that guy does.
Yeah.
However, I think it does hold weight, but also those are the people who need to contact if you disagree with it, because at a certain point, they look at the numbers and they see if it's unfavorable, even amongst their own party, the people they count on voting for them.
Right, yeah.
That's when they take a little more note. Now, DeSantis is a unique situation. He's not running again. However, he's not done running.
He's not.
He has a political future. He's crafting.
He's posturing.
And his wife. You got to remember too. His wife is in the play for governor here. I mean, as far as we know, she's not going to get Donald Trump's endorsement by any means. We already know who's gotten that. Byron Donalds has gotten that.
Right.
But that doesn't seem to have slowed her down when it comes to her pitch for being governor for the state of Florida, based on Ron DeSantis's achievements here in the state. We're flush with cash here, and business is great. The COVID thing spoke to a lot of people in the nation that didn't mind the lax COVID restrictions in the state of Florida. So a lot of those were very popular. He also has bucked Trump. That's cost him quite a bit as well, namely Trump's endorsement and Trump's kind of being in Trump's holster, for that matter.
Yeah.
But we can see kind of more going towards that a little bit as he kind of seeks what he's going to do next. And really nobody knows what that is. Like, I don't know what he's going to do. No clue.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are any seats in this state to open up for him to go for, right?
No.
And would you become a congressman after becoming a governor? I guess that's kind of a normal thing, right?
More senator is usually more. It would be that.
Yeah, no, he's going to go back to the House.
Yeah,
he's not going to the House. He would have to be a state senator for sure.
Yeah, and so, but you have a presidential election happening in 2028. A lot can happen. I mean, the assumption would be that J.D. Vance would earn Donald Trump's endorsement.
And that's an assumption.
That's an assumption. And a lot that can happen between now and then.
And you don't know who Trump is going to endorse in 2028. And anybody who thinks that they do, or you're the biggest fool ever. Because look, he's sending people that aren't even elected into these major negotiations. This guy Witkoff, that is a real estate developer that he knows from New York, is really kind of almost usurping Marco Rubio's job as the Secretary of State as he handles these highly sensitive negotiations in Gaza and highly sensitive negotiations in other respects in Ukraine. Yeah. So he's leaning on a guy that really has no political negotiating experience whatsoever, just solely negotiating real estate deals. Going and doing these jobs, really, where that should be the Secretary of State's job. That is their job. That's Rubio's job, is to handle those things. So we know that he doesn't do things traditionally by any means. I mean, you could throw tradition completely out the door when it comes to Trump. So you don't know who's going to pick in 2028. And I can tell you, a lot of the comments lately, you don't even know if he's a giant fan of J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
You don't even know that. He's already said it once that it's not an automatic endorsement. He's already said it out loud, that J.D. Vance isn't automatic. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Oh, God, do I want to do this in 3 minutes? Yeah, we'll do it in 3 minutes. All right.
Oh, boy, exciting. Let's hold on.
Texas embalmer accused of cutting off a dead man's
toe.
I know the story.
Oh, you do?
I do.
I hate it that you read so much. It sucks. Amber Loudermilk is charged with felony abuse of a corpse. And I appreciate what she did. Now, usually, Jack, that'd be a weird thing to say, right? Like, hey, I'm Jim Colbert, and I'm all about abusing corpses.
Yes.
But here's what
definitely got my attention now.
Here's what she's facing
What
charges.
is Jimmy like?
All right, so she mutilated this guy's dead body. She cut off his...
Well, tell him
his
what
junk.
kind of a person he
hold
was.
on now. Just let me finish. She cut off his junk.
Okay.
And then stuck his junk into his mouth.
Oh, I didn't hear about that part. Oh, louder, Milky. Naughty minx.
As he was being buried, that was what she thought would be the best thing possible. And the reason why is because the guy that she was embalming was a convicted pedophile.
Okay, there you go.
And a convicted sex offender, a registered sex offender, and she's 34 years old. She's been charged with felony abuse of a corpse following the incident that happened last month. The Texas embalmer threatened other employers not to say anything. So this chick is straight gangster.
Oh, yeah, you should see her wearing sunglasses in court. Like, come at me, bro. Come at me.
She had her bond set at $5,000.
Got my scalpel right here.
Now, she lost her ability to work as an embalmer while the case is pending.
Bummer.
And it's scheduled for a May date there, so we'll find out what happened. This is a vicious, brutal attack of a corpse, it says.
Okay.
When someone dies, there's some dignity that should be left. It's kind of shocking. I don't know about all that. I mean, if you're, Charles Roy Rodriguez was the guy who she did this to. He had been charged with sexual assault and given deferred adjudication related to the incident involving a woman at a bar. He was also required to register as a sex offender.
She's a slice above the rest.
Yeah, she is a cut above the rest. She cut it off and put it and stuffed it. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Unbelievable. And she stabbed him twice in the groin with her scalpel. Just a little parting shot there.
There you go.
Yeah.
And no, we're not going to charge you extra for that.
She's got to get in trouble for this, but it shouldn't be that much, though, right? I mean, it shouldn't be like, it shouldn't be like 2 years in prison or anything.
No. Find the bare minimum, but, if it's illegal, you got to deal with the consequences.
That's right, yeah. He said this is the only criminal abuse of a corpse case around the state in the last 2 years. And he's encouraged the families to seek the agency's license lookup tool to find out if their loved one was going to a mortuary or a crematory business. The state will now seek to suspend and potentially permanently revoke her embalmer's license. Is that hard to get, by the way?
Don't know.
I've never researched it.
I wonder if it is. I wonder if it's hard to become an embalmer. I mean, you almost can't mess up, right? I mean, you can't hurt anybody.
She found a way.
Good one, Jack.
She can't. I mean, you can't mess up. Theoretically, you're going to be okay even if you make a mistake. I mean, oopsie.
That's a school trip you don't forget.
And the thing is, you can never even find out if you messed up because what's the sense of messing up as an embalmer? You rot faster? Nobody's going to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. Send us a talkback if you want. You can do that as well. iHeartRadio app. Just go to Real Radio once you get it and use that to send it on down the line. Florida is dealing with a bit of an identity crisis. I don't know if you guys know that.
No.
Have you heard about the latest orange crop numbers?
Low, very low.
Bro, let me tell you. It is about Florida changing their identity low. I'll tell you those numbers and what Florida may have to consider in the next couple of years. We'll do that next.
The all-new and improved iHeartRadio app is now available with all new features. Download it for free and make Real Radio 104.1 your number one preset for a chance to win cool stuff at Real Radio events.
Traffic slowing down on the major roadways this afternoon on I-4 westbound through that World Drive area on the Turnpike where it meets Steep Road, 429. That ramp junction's slowing down. On Florida's Turnpike, southbound south of Orange Blossom Trail, there's a serious accident slowing down traffic over St. John's River Bridge on I-4 eastbound. Bumper-to-bumper traffic there. Emergency crews are clearing up an accident as well. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Compare your quote. It is so easy to do with that mortgage guy, Don. Already have a mortgage quote and you're wondering if it's really any good? A recent study found that less than 20% of us actually compare that first mortgage quote that we get, but you want peace of mind. So just go to the website, hit the button that says compare and upload your quote. That's it. That mortgage guy, Don, is going to tell you if it's any good, and you can get a quote with no hard credit inquiry. It truly is peace of mind right there at your fingertips. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
It's Ram Truck Month, where right now at your local Ram dealer, well-qualified current FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Quad Cab 4x4 for $369 a month for 42 months with $3,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra, no security deposit required. Call 1-877-RAM-5722 for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Current vehicle must be registered to consumer at least 30 days prior to lease to qualify. Extra charge for miles over 35,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 3/31/25.
Are you hiding your smile because of missing or damaged teeth? Solid Bite can help. With the latest techniques and technology, you'll be showing off your smile in no time. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now to receive your free booklet. 321-259-8000.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
I know what you're going to say. I'm not the type to sue. I get it. But you also weren't at fault. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. You didn't ask to be injured. You didn't ask for these medical bills. And you didn't ask for your car to be smashed up. Want to fight to hold them accountable? Just call Mo.
Call for a rideshare. Hop on an airboat. Dust off those rolly snakes. It doesn't matter how you get to McDonald's, just as long as you hurry. Because now, for a limited time, 2 favorites are back. The Daily Double and Hot and Spicy McChicken for only $4.49. This deal won't last, especially on a classic like a Daily Double. 2 100% beef patties seasoned to perfection and melty American cheese. What are you waiting for? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
A meal at McDonald's brings my family closer together. And now, that same meal helps bring other families closer together. When we order a family bundle deal that has 40 crispy chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries, McDonald's donates 50 cents to local Florida Ronald McDonald House Charities chapters, providing a home away from home so families can stay close to their child during medical care. We can also round up our order, and the extra will get donated. Food, family, and helping others. What could be better? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Jimmy, I've messaged him before, and your comment to my messages were, well, I don't get that. Why would you do that? But my Southeastern Regional Manager has wanted me to move to Florida for years now and offered me probably close to, if not more than, 50 grand more a year to live in the state of Florida and come be a service tech down there. And I've had to turn him down every time. I'm like, dude, I got a 10-year-old. I cannot subject him to this lunacy.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Oh yeah, Ron DeSantis is a genius, man. Ran out of money in his campaign, literally took $10 million per immigration flight, private jets. Oh yeah, sure. Insurance rates are high, no bid contracts. Oh yeah. Ethics board people are working in different jobs, basically ruining the ethics department. Yeah, he's a genius. Thanks, bye.
What up, guys? Sport from Duval. Deb, Jimmy, I love you to death. But when Jack buzzed your live read commercials, that was the funniest thing ever. Jack, you're such an ass, man.
No.
I could see in Jimmy's face that he called you a son of a bitch.
He just kept it real, man. When we say it's a live read, it's a live read.
It's live AF.
Exactly.
Sometimes you make mistakes. I just do it all the time. Makes me different. Sets me apart from my competition.
Unique.
Some people only make a few mistakes. I do not stop there. I do not. I go all the way. I make all the mistakes. Some people just don't have the balls to do that, Jack.
They don't. You do. And if they wanted less sound effects, I could just switch to just giving you bells when you get things right.
Don't do that. We'll never hear it. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
5 o'clock hour, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, baby. Let's do it. All right. So Florida, of course, when it comes to Florida, there's two things people think of. Do you think it's still do you think that's still actually the case that when people, let's say from Wyoming or Nebraska, think of Florida, that they think of orange juice in their first three guesses? Or is it theme parks, beaches, then orange juice? Because Florida's identity is orange juice, is oranges. We are the orange state.
Yes.
Do you think that's still the case? You think
it's on our license plate?
I know, but that's not my point. My point is, do you believe that when people think of Florida, if you were out and around, you're in a mall out in, let's say, Wyoming, and you bumped into a friend, you said, you know what, I'm thinking about going to Florida. And that person's first thought was going to be, oh, yeah, Florida, the home of orange juice. Or
no, because I don't. The consumption of juice has fallen over the years. So not only is our industry suffering from environmental issues, but people think, oh, they vilified sugar, so juices in the morning are not being consumed as much as they were when we were kids. And you said Florida, You thought of orange juice.
Florida, I mean, we used to market it. And we had big stars marketing Florida orange juice.
I used to like drinking orange juice with my breakfast, and then I look at the amount of sugar in it, and I'm like, why am I doing this?
And yet it's another thing that, probably 10, 20 years from now, they're like, you should really have that glass of orange juice with your breakfast.
Oh, really?
If you're going to put sugar in your coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not getting any vitamin C from that.
Well, time out. You're not saying replace my coffee with orange juice, are you?
She can't be that crazy.
Come on, Deborah.
I can't make eye contact now, unfortunately.
You know what that one gets. Yeah,
I'm saying have coffee and your orange juice.
It says here in its juicy heyday, by the way, this is a CBS News story. In its juicy heyday, a glass of orange juice was a staple of a healthy breakfast. Matter of fact, wasn't it part of that stupid triangle thing we sold for so many years? It wasn't right.
I mean, you always saw the commercial, the bowl of cereal, the toast, and the orange juice.
Right, yeah.
And the glass of milk.
Orange crops, I mean, you could not drive in and or through this state, in almost any county for that matter, without seeing some orange crops. Hell, right around the corner from where we are right now, from a major highway, just not even, I could literally ride a bicycle to it in 2 minutes. Used to be a stand of orange groves right over in Maitland. Of course, now it is a apartment complex and a shopping center.
There you go.
But up until not even 4 years ago, I drove by that thing every morning of my life. And now it wasn't being harvested because the freeze had ruined the trees, but they were there. That's how close oranges were to even downtown Orlando. We are 13 minutes, from the downtown Orlando, and there were orange groves that you could literally ride a bicycle out of the center of Orlando and pick an orange. That's how inundated our city and surrounding areas were with oranges. And that was all throughout the state. It doesn't matter where it was. Even in the major metropolitan areas, you were still only a few minutes from an orange grove. That's not the case anymore.
No.
Over the last 20 years, this is a shocking number. Prepare yourself accordingly. Over the last 20 years, production in Florida orange groves has plummeted what percentage, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture?
90.
Ooh, 61.
92%.
Oh, my goodness.
92%. Now, of course, this comes from that greening, or what they call citrus greening is exactly what it is. It's a bacterial infection. They have no answer for it. It has been spread by this Asian bug or beetle, I believe, that gets into the trees and then, of course, leaves this bacteria. And the bacteria just kills the trees. And it's highly contagious from tree to tree, from what I understand.
And if you remember, canker was brought, citrus canker was brought after Hurricane Andrew.
Yeah.
So, a lot of these citrus diseases may have started in groves in South Florida, and thanks to the weather, were brought up to Central Florida. But you add that, less consumption, then you get oranges being brought in at a cheaper price from Brazil.
Look at the bright side. Now we don't need immigrants or 14-year-olds to pick them.
Silver lining to everything, Jack.
And it says here, just like you were saying, Deborah, and this is another big part of this, and why I think that we may consider something soon. Over the years, consumer tastes have changed. Concerns about sugar content have far fewer Americans drinking orange juice. As the industry's peak in the late 90s, Florida was producing 240 million boxes of oranges, according to the USDA. Last year, how many boxes were produced? Again, in the 90s, 240 million boxes of oranges per season. Now, how many is it?
Isn't it like 43 million? Jack, what's your guess?
44.
17.
Whoa.
From 240 million boxes of oranges to 17 million boxes. And they say, without needing to say, it's a huge drop.
Right. From the Department of Duh.
So with that said,
okay.
I mean, so
what does it mean?
So what is Florida going to be identified as?
Beaches.
It can't.
Sunshine.
It may be sunshine. Peaches is out. That's Florida. That's Georgia's thing. Oh, beaches.
Did you say beaches?
Beaches.
Yeah. I think it's going to have to change. It can't be the theme parks. Can we all agree it can't be the theme parks?
Well, Central Florida sure is, but that's not
Right.
a bad thing. However much people who live here bristle against the idea of us being known for theme parks, because we know it's a lot richer than that, and there's a lot more to do in our area that we feel gets disrespected when you just think of theme parks.
Right.
However, you cannot deny the draw of these theme parks.
No question, but they're all centrally located, and the theme park business does not tell the story of the Panhandle or Destin. It does not tell the story of Miami or St. Pete, Tampa, which are also beautiful areas that you would come and visit.
And in theory, it really is three different stories anyway. We run a commercial that Jacksonville is running, say, hey, we're a different Florida.
Right, St. Augustine did it too.
Yeah, we're a different type of Florida. We don't have palm trees.
Right,
we have maple.
We have scrub trees, right? Yeah, scrub oaks.
Anita Bryant, for those texting, wondering, she was the 1958 Miss Oklahoma Beauty Pageant winner and a brand ambassador of the Florida Citrus Commission from 1969 to 1980.
And hated the gays.
Big fan of Striking Vipers.
Yeah.
That's definitely on her bucket list.
She did a bra commercial. I always found that to be kind of oddly hypocritical how she was so out there.
Proper.
Yeah, regarding gay lifestyle, but yet she did a bra commercial and she was supposed to be this, very Miss Anything in the 50s.
Right.
If you were a Miss Anything in the 50s, you did not have a bikini. You had a bathing suit with legs and bell holes. Yeah. So I think I would think that it's going to have to change. Like the entire marketing element of Florida is going to have to change.
Well,
I think you could nix the orange license plate because it's dead.
I know.
But are we really marketing oranges now anyway?
It's on our license plate. We're called the Orange State.
Yeah, but we're not marketing. Beyond that, it still can be the state fruit.
I mean, I guess it could, but it's not our identity anymore.
What do you got, Deb?
Someone texted us and said people's first thought of Florida is Florida man. When I was in Alaska and had to show my ID at bars, they would always ask, what's the craziest Florida man thing you've ever seen?
That's great.
Come on, we can put them on posters.
That's
put
great.
them on the,
Well, you can't do alligators because Louisiana also has alligators. Georgia, I think, has alligators.
What about a roseate spoonbill? We have those.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be the animal. And we have the worst animal one of all time, right? It's like the scrub jay or something, and it should be like the flamingo.
Actually, no, we're trying to get the scrub jay, but Marion Hammer
that's
from
right.
the NRA really hates the scrub
That's
jay.
right.
Yeah.
I had it
She has
backwards
an
there.
inordinate hate of the scrub jay.
It is. It is a bizarre hate.
It's like, what's wrong with you?
I'm coming out of retirement to fight this.
And could we even do the endless summer thing? Isn't that really a California thing? The endless summer is kind of a California thing. The Beach Boys kind of coined the term endless summer, so we don't even have access to that. And that's another thing. I mean, our beaches are beautiful. We have some of the most beautiful beaches in all the world.
What
Matter of fact,
about
a couple
key
of ours
limes?
constantly make that. Key lime's not a bad one.
Because nobody else has the key
Nobody
lime.
else has a key lime. That's for absolute sure. They don't grow anywhere else.
Anywhere else
And
but
the
the
key
state
deer,
of Florida.
Well, the key deer or the Hemingway cat could also be our.
Exactly. But I mean, we don't have to go to six-toed kids. You could probably, head some Bithlow or something like that. Kind of six-toed kids out there.
But I mean, I'm dead serious. I do believe this is going to have to be something that I guess maybe Florida
palm tree works.
Yeah, palm tree would be
but
awesome.
You know, the other thing that you missed that I don't know if you guys remember this, but because of the lack of orange groves now, do you remember like in spring and summer when the air
Dude, don't even
would
get me started.
just be filled with the smell of orange blossoms?
Deborah, when I first moved down here, I would drive back and forth to Palatka from Orlando, and I would go up through Highway 19 in Umatilla and Altoona.
Good Lord.
And up there through Lake County, beautiful Lake County, all the way through the Ocala National Forest. And I'm telling you, when you would go through Altoona, I believe it was, or Umatilla,
Yes.
and they have that orange processing plant right there in downtown, you'd catch that thing just right, and you're just like, oh, my God. It's like I drove into an orange.
Yeah.
It was great. Those smells of those blossoms blooming was so awesome.
Morning and night.
Yeah,
man.
man.
There's nothing like that orange blossom smell. And yet, just like the Merida Bread Factory, it's another memory of Central Florida in the past.
Yeah.
And it's terrible. I hate seeing all the orange groves in Mount Dora being replaced by apartment complexes because we have enough of those.
Yeah. After my divorce, I remember driving back and forth with the girls, and they were very young at that time, and we would stop in a little field just outside of Eustis, and right off the side of the road, there was a little orange grove there, and some of the trees hung over the fence, so you were able to just kind of walk up and grab an orange, and we used to do it almost every time, walk up there and grab an orange and eat it on the side of the road. My God, it was so good. I taught my kids how to steal early, and I told them, I said, this is fine because it's on the other side of the fence.
Exactly.
I said, now me stealing what's on that side of the fence is bad, and I went ahead and did that too. So.
Life lessons, kids.
I don't know, man. I don't know how long Florida's going to have this orange identity anymore. I think maybe you guys are right. Maybe palm trees and beaches or
key limes.
Or
I don't know.
Maybe kids working at 1 a.m. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. How quickly do you eat your meals? That's our question of the day. You can find that on our YouTube page. You can also find that on our Instagram feed. I'll tell you why next.
Real radio is the news junkie.
How young would you go?
Me? I don't know. Not.
What about 21?
I don't know. I really don't.
What if it was just a one-nighter?
I mean, that's fine. We're not talking.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic's backed up due to a crash on Florida's Turnpike southbound near Orange Blossom Trail. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency vehicles on the roadways. On I-4 eastbound over St. John's River Bridge, there's some residual delays due to an earlier accident. Traffic's starting to slow down on the major roadways all over the area this afternoon, so travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Spring break road trip? Let's go! But first, drive into Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a premium Valvoline oil change. No appointment needed. Save today at VIOC.com. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. We'll get you back on the road in no time.
Guys, I don't know if you know this, but real estate market trends are a really local thing. That's right. Market conditions and trends vary greatly from one area to another. That's why when you hear the national news and you hear about the real estate business kind of being down, that does not apply to us here in Central Florida, man. If you have a home in Central Florida, you have an asset. I don't care what position you're in. I don't care what style house it is. These houses in Central Florida still sell for max value if you have the right team. That is the Nickley Group. These guys are awesome. This is an elite team. Think of like the Navy SEALs of real estate. These guys know everything you need to know. And the number one thing they know is this market, which allows them to get about 6% more for their homes than their competitors. And even better, they sell those homes twice as fast as well. And when you talk about their VIP program, guys, it really almost makes it unfair to other realtors. Free appraisal, free home warranty, free moving trucks. They even have a love it or leave it guarantee that if you're not satisfied with your house within the first 12 months, they will relist it for you. And even on their website, guys, they go above and beyond. Guaranteed cash offer, no showings, no open houses. You get that cash in as little as 14 days. That's why these guys are the best. That's why they have 4,000 five-star reviews and over 4,500 homes sold here in Central Florida. Get with them today and find out exactly what they can do for you and your property. It's the NickleyGroup.com. That's NICKLEY Group.com.
Are you hiding your smile because of missing or damaged teeth? Solid Bite can help. With the latest techniques and technology, you'll be showing off your smile in no time. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now to receive your free booklet. 321-259-8000.
Best over-the-counter lidocaine product I've tried. Thank you, Blue Emu Lidocaine Pain Relief Cream. Other products containing lidocaine have done absolutely nothing to relieve pain in my foot. I strongly recommend Blue Emu Lidocaine Pain Relief Cream.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day. Find it in our YouTube chat, on our Real Radio Instagram story, and it's all brought to you by the Home Builders Network. That is Mike the Home Builder. You find him at hbnusa.com. What can he do for you? How about those projects around the house that are a little more than just a weekend job for you or your partner there? Maybe it's a new roof. That's what I needed 2 years ago. Contacted Mike at hbnusa.com. Got a new roof. Also did gutters with covers. I looked at them today. I'm like, 2 years. I have not had to clean out gutters, and I absolutely love it. But it's more than that. It's windows, it's doors. Mike is a fourth-generation craftsman and contractor, over 36 years of experience, and a great guy to boot. Someone you can trust, use someone local, and someone who's going to do a great job. It's the Home Builders Network. You contact him online at hbnusa.com.
It's Ram Truck Month, where right now at your local Ram dealer, well-qualified current FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Quad Cab 4x4 for $369 a month for 42 months with $3,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra, no security deposit required. Call 1-877-RAM-5722 for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Current vehicle must be registered to consumer at least 30 days prior to lease to qualify. Extra charge for miles over 35,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 3/31/25.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Orlando.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Thank you for making Mercedes-Benz of South Orlando one of the premier luxury dealerships in Central Florida. We are the official dealer of luxury, providing the ultimate VIP experience at a price you can afford. Call Monica Ventura at 689-319-7680. That's 689-319-7680. We guarantee you will be treated like VIP and nothing less. Across from the mall at Millennia.
Valet Magic, join the team for Noche Latina presented by Kia. Get ready for a great night on Saturday, March 29th as your Orlando Magic takes on the Sacramento Kings. Celebrate Latin culture and enjoy Latin-inspired food, dance, music, and more. With the Magic going head-to-head against the West's finest and a special post-game performance, this is a game no fan wants to miss. Hurry, tickets are selling fast. Get yours today at orlandomagic.com/Noche Latina.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
What's up, everyone? It's Greg Rosenthal, and I'm teaming up with the king of spring, Daniel Jeremiah. He requires me to say that. We're going to be bringing you 40s and Free Agents, the only podcast you'll need this NFL draft season. From DJ's mock drafts to my top 101 free agents, we'll have it covered for you with all new episodes every Thursday, keeping you up to date as we head to the NFL draft. Listen to 40s and Free Agents on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow 40s and Free Agents and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese. Real, no proof or no radio.
104.1. There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Still to come, the common sense financial advice you need. It's Only Money with Scott Brown, today at 6:20 on the Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, these kids are our future. Are we forgetting that? Who's going to work until 4 o'clock in the morning and then get up and go to high school? Are you going to be able to keep your eyes open? I know I'm not. And I've been working since I was 13. And I'm going to be working until I'm 65, 66. Are they going to have Social Security until then? Good luck with that. By the way, hi guys, this is Melissa. And hi, Deb.
Hey, Melissa.
Hey, Melissa, how you doing?
I actually kind of agree with the idea of sending 14 and 15-year-olds to work. Matter of fact, I think it should be mandatory and they shouldn't go to school for those 2 years. And after those 2 years of hard labor, you ask them, hey, do you want to do this for the rest of your life? Or would you rather go back to school and finish your education? If they choose education, let them go through college if they want. Pay for it all with the work that they did for the 2 years. If they don't want an education, they can keep doing manual labor and keep going from there. Why waste money on educating them?
Hey, Jimmy, when it comes to beans and weenies, homemade style, do you prefer brown sugar added to it or not?
You know what? The subject of baked beans and their proper preparation has, as you might imagine, created a number of feisty conversations in my house.
Really?
Yeah. Jack, if you shake your head at me one more time, I am going to overhand throw something at that window that you're behind.
I was just about to say, doesn't most everything lead to a spicy argument in your house?
There you go.
That is not the case at all.
Like the air that you breathe.
That's not the case at all. Baked beans are that is a room divider of how they're supposed to be prepared, though.
But there is nothing you couldn't say about something that happens in your house that says led to a feisty conversation and us not believe it.
Okay, that's fine, though. That means the house is full of life and vigor.
Yeah.
But you guys have to admit, though, how you like your baked beans is kind of a tell.
Yeah, brown sugar, please.
A little bit of brown sugar in there, no problem. Do you have you have to have little chunks of pork, though, too, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Molasses.
Oh, yeah, a little molasses in there. I would agree. Not too sweet, though. You can't get it too sweet. That's why I think Sonny's does a very good job with their baked beans, by the way. They're still kind of savory.
And you throw, you cut up some hot dogs and throw them in. I'm not hating.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate you either. But smoked sausage up in there?
Sure.
He just wants hot dogs.
Little chorizo up in there? I know what's that open. He just wants hot dog. Yeah.
Beanies and weenies. He just wants Campbell's pork, beans, and
man. I haven't had a bean. What is is that the ultimate? Is that ultimate broke food, or is that just food that's busy food? Which is that?
I'd say busy food.
Yeah,
ramen is the ultimate broke.
Yeah, I think ramen is the ultimate broke food. I think beans and weenies is a good, like, that's a good weeknight. You know, looking to bang something out quick that has what you need.
The English would just do a baked potato, a jacket potato, and then pour the
baked beans in there.
Baked beans over them.
That's so disgusting.
No, it's good.
Is it?
Well, think about it. A baked potato with just, pork and beans put over it. It's tasty.
Yeah, that's why I said it was disgusting, because I did think about it.
You need to get the Heinz baked beans in the English section.
Well, you had me at English, and I knew it was disgusting.
Would you like me to give you the magic ingredient for the best baked beans? God almighty damn, I'll give you everything I have, Jack. What you want to know?
All right, striking vipers. Is there any room?
I'm begging.
All right, little dash. A couple little dashes that you need to add to your baked beans to make them great. You ready? A dash of liquid smoke and a dash of Worcestershire.
Ooh.
There you go. Along with your brown sugar, it adds a lot more body to your baked beans, a lot more flavor to your baked beans, and it's delicious. And also some dry mustard's not the worst thing ever.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Yeah.
Who doesn't believe anything I say. Neither does Jack. He's here too.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. This is a story of the AP, that completely discredited hack news agency.
Hey, if they don't have White House access, they're dead to me.
Complete hack. This is definitely not one of the most trusted news sources on planet Earth. So let's don't pay attention to what they're saying here. Let's just use this as a catalyst to talk about something else.
All right.
This is a study they did, and it says it's about eating. Now, it says here that experts tend to focus on one. It's the kind of food that you eat that can improve your health. But at the speed in which you eat your food also determines it just as much. Which I did not. I knew that eating at a certain speed was good for you, and of course it's slower. I don't think that's a big reveal by any means. But man, when you consider the fact that just eating your meals slowly has as much impact as almost what you choose to eat, is kind of an amazing stat I'd never really heard before.
Because I don't think, and I remember when I learned this, that the first place digestion takes place is in your mouth.
Is in your mouth. Your saliva starts breaking down the food the minute it hits it.
And a lot of people, and myself included, I used to think this too, that if you didn't chew your food thoroughly, well, that's okay. It's going to hit your stomach. That stomach acid is going to break it up, and it's going to be no problem. And I remember one time when we talked about this, a nutritionist or someone had texted us at 77031 and said, I used to tell my patients all the time, your stomach doesn't have teeth.
Right.
Your teeth are what breaks down that food so that when it gets to the stomach doesn't have to work so hard, and it can extract all the nutrients. So you're really... not just the speed, but you have to think about how often you're actually chewing it.
Do you know why the speed is a big deal? Do you guys know the science behind it? There's a couple of things. One I did not know. One I kind of had an idea about.
Jack, you go first.
About what?
About like when you eat fast, why it's bad for you.
Yeah, because you don't masticate your food enough, and then it's going down a little more chunky. It takes about 2 minutes for food to go from your throat to your stomach.
Right.
So you don't want to clog that up.
They say also that when you eat fast, believe it or not, when you're eating fast, and I am a notorious fast eater. And it's so funny, military guys are driving. I mean, people who are in the military right now are laughing out loud at us because the military gives you like 20 minutes to eat your entire meal, and that's everything.
20.
Yeah, it may not even
That's
be
a
that.
luxury. Talk to my brother and sister-in-law. They'll tell you it's about 5.
That believe it or not, that when you're eating that fast, you also are swallowing air.
Oh.
And the air has a different effect on how your body processes being full. The other one is that very thing. How long do you think it takes for your body to start recognizing that you're eating and recognizing what you've put in your stomach? How long do you think that takes?
20 minutes.
It's exactly 20 minutes.
There you go.
So in other words, when you're eating your meal, and I would easily...
Wait.
I would easily I would easily consume a meal in 20 minutes. I could easily consume a large meal in 20 minutes. But what happens is this. Usually, if your body isn't telling you, hey, man, you've had enough, you are going to keep piling it in there. That's why you get that weird meat sweat / oh, my God, I'm so full. I feel like my belly's going to explode.
Like it's right up to here.
And the reason why is because your belly's damn near about to explode. I'm being facetious. It's not. But what I'm saying is when you eat, let's say you eat a normal steak, baked potato, maybe some broccoli or whatever, you cram that down, right? You still may be hungry, because your body hasn't even processed the fact that you just ate a full steak, full baked potato, and a serving of broccoli. So you actually still may want to consume more food, and that's why eating slower is so much better for you. Now, how do you think that they tell you to eat slower? By the way, they say if you're the kind of person that can regularly polish off a breakfast, lunch, or dinner in less than 20 or 30 minutes, you're eating way too fast. Like way too
20
fast.
20 or 30 minutes is too fast?
It's still too fast.
What are we, Italian here?
Yeah, we're not Euros, right?
Oh, wow.
It takes about 20 minutes for the stomach to even communicate to the brain.
Yes.
The whole host of hormonal signals that it's full. So when people eat rapidly, they miss those signals, and it's very easy to eat beyond the point of being full.
Now, see, my brother is a Marine, so he can eat in 30 seconds or less, a full 4-course meal.
Just fold the plate in half.
And for me, I think I'm racing, and 20 minutes later, they're like, you're still not done? It's like, I physically cannot eat fast.
Yeah.
It makes me sick.
You know, my wife actually has been such an asset there because she eats slowly, like most women do eat slowly, and it really has made me slow down because the last thing you want to do is be done with your dinner and be staring at your wife while she's eating. But the whole idea is to have a conversation during that. Yeah, it says people who eat quickly are likely to swallow more air, which could lead to bloating or indigestion. Not chewing your food properly can also compromise digestion, which means you won't get all the nutrients from your food, and unchewed pieces of food could obviously get stuck in your esophagus. That's more of a physical danger than it is that kind of blockage isn't really what we're talking about, but
I should take video of when you release the air that you swallow when you eat your lunch.
Oh, yeah. Well, I do it the other way, though.
Oh.
I get burp crazy. It says some studies have suggested that people eat too quickly have the highest risk of obesity as opposed to people who eat slowly.
Because, again, you're shoving in all that food before your body says you're full.
Least likely to be obese if you just eat a little slower. How do you think they say that you should eat slower? What are some of the things you should do to do that?
Have conversations.
That's one of them. Put down your phone and stop watching TV.
Oh.
Because what they say is this, Jack. It's very interesting. They say
mindless eating?
That when you...
Oh, yeah, because it doesn't slow you down.
When you eat while watching TV, people tend to eat until there's a commercial or the show is over. Rather than eating just at a pace where it's normal, you time out your eating experience with what you're watching on TV.
Well, yeah, you don't want to miss anything.
Right. It says people are less inclined to pay attention to the body's signals as it's full. When you're doing things while you're eating, you're less mindful of what you're consuming. You're just piling food in while you're watching your favorite show. Jack watching Severance, can you imagine? It's an entire bag of Cadbury eggs.
I don't often eat like watching television.
Oh, my God, it's my favorite thing to do. Oh, my God, the favorite thing to do is go into the living room and take my plate of food and sit there and watch something, golf or a TV show or whatever while I eat my food. And the thing is I eat fast all the time. Everybody has a reason why. Military is one for some people, right? Mine was a little bit more. Jack, you may have fallen into this. I don't know we've never really spoken about this. In my house, if you wanted seconds, you better get done with your first quick. So that's exactly how it was. So when the food hit, like pork chops, fried okra, and green beans, or whatever my grandmother was cooking, you better roll through that pretty quickly if you want a shot at that extra pork chop or that extra thing of fried okra. So that's exactly what happened with me, because I was a fat kid who wanted to eat a bunch. My grandmother could cook like crazy.
Were you a fat kid?
I did have I had a chubby period when I was like 11, 12 years old. I got a picture where I was a little chubby, yeah. A little sandlot going on.
Can you share that picture with us?
You know what? I'll try to find it.
All right. Nice.
I was wearing a terrible shirt as well. When I had a bowl haircut.
Oh, but win. Okay.
Maybe, I can't remember exactly. May have a chipped tooth as well.
That's it. It's a home run. You hit that's 4 hits in a row.
If I just show that picture to somebody, they automatically go, "What part of Florida are you from?"
There's your license plate.
There you go.
I don't even have to have an ID. I just take this child picture around with me everywhere. They go, "Oh, yeah, we know Placa. Was it Putnam County? Yeah, we know."
Residency at the DMV.
Sure.
That's what we call a real ID.
Yeah, you get a star on your license.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's one of the more unique ways that they say that you can eat slowly. A really unique way. Eat with your non-dominant hand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, eat left-handed. Do you ever guys try to do that sometimes? Do stuff that you normally do right-handed or your dominant hand and do it with the other hand so that you can kind of get more dexterous?
Do you ever do that, guys? Do you ever do that?
Yeah, they call it...
do something with your
Deb,
non-dominant hand.
It's called the stranger.
There
Everybody
you
knows.
go.
Yeah, it's called the stranger.
You go.
No, where you come from?
But also,
how long you in town?
Yeah.
Let me get you something to drink. You look good tonight.
Get used to bathroom duties with the other hand when you're, I said duties.
Yeah. Jack,
if
I'm
you
not
hurt
doing
your wrist or break your hand. Like, your dominant hand.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's another one for
That's
you.
awkward.
Try using. Jesus, Jack, what is wrong?
Nothing.
Can
That
you
was
just-
perfect.
Can you just tell us
was
what's wrong?
awesome.
Come
Show us
on.
on the doll.
Just,
Show us on the doll.
show us on the plate where it went
Where-
horribly wrong.
Exactly. Where did it touch you?
Jack, did you ever have to fight your sisters for food? God, there was 50 of you.
No.
No problem.
No.
They're probably all dieting. So if anything, Jack ended up being the garbage disposal for everybody at the table, right, Jack?
I had one night where I had to, I didn't want to eat, and they made me sit there for like a half hour until I got released. And then
released.
But then in my teen years, my mom was always working, so it was my one sister it was me and the one older sister and one younger sister, and the rest were either working school or college or moved out.
Right. Yeah. Having that big family, though, it would seem like a lot of Italian dishes, a lot of big pans of spaghetti and lasagna.
Oh, a lot of Swanson's TV dinners.
Yeah, dude, we had the TV dinners, but also like it would just be called. I knew it as casserole, which is like little elbow macaroni, ground beef, sauce in there, cheese.
That's called hamburger helper at your house.
That is the savior. The savior of the American family was the casserole, hamburger helper, tuna helper. Oh, God, my mom loved that tuna helper. And nothing in the world smells your house up like tuna helper.
Hot tuna. No,
my God. I was like, do we move into a fishing boat?
When my grandfather, who lived with us, when he made dinner, this was one of my favorites. It would be egg noodles and then a can of chunky soup.
Oh, yeah.
And you pour it on top of the egg noodles.
Oh, yeah.
And you were good to go. I was like, it's like stew.
Yeah, exactly.
My buddy was like,
good.
my buddy says egg noodles, Parmesan cheese, and butter.
Yeah.
That was his big meal there. Yeah.
Who hasn't done butter noodles?
Oh, yeah, for sure. The other thing they suggest is using chopsticks. If you're not familiar with using chopsticks, but you haven't seen me eat at the buffet, kid. That's a bad suggestion. It's a bad.
Chopsticks?
Oh,
See
I'm
how
like,
they turn into a shovel.
I'm like Edward Fat Scissorhands with those things when I get to the buffet. There is nothing I can't pick up with chopsticks when I hit that buffet, dude. I'll wear that blinking thing out. The other thing, too, is take smaller bites. In other words, if you're used to cutting off a 1 ounce piece of steak cut a smaller piece of everything you eat and eat it in much smaller. Instead of eating 4 or 5 green beans with 1 spoonful, eat 2. That's what they want you to do. Use a smaller utensil or use smaller plates as well. But when it comes to eating slower, if you just take smaller bites, it'll take you longer, and your body will be allowed to tell you that, hey, look, you're reaching that point where you're going to be satiated, you're going to be fine.
I just want to be done.
Yeah, that same thing, Jack. I think it's a really bad thing that, we have such busy lives because it doesn't really it's not conducive to being healthy. It really isn't.
It is not.
No, because think about it. If you've gone through all the work of creating a, colorful, varied meal that's healthy for you, and then you hork it down.
Right, yeah, it seems you're defeating the purpose.
You got none of the benefit that you just put into all of that love into the cooking you just did.
Yeah. And they're also saying that when you eat processed foods, they're built to be eaten easier. So it makes it so the processed foods are actually designed for you to be able to eat them easier, and that's why a lot of people consume those instead. And what they want you to do is they want you to slow down your eating. It says it's also pointing out that eating ultra processed foods or fast foods quicker because they typically have a softer texture. It's hard to eat vegetables and protein at the same rate as something that's highly processed and requires less chewing.
Right. When you can get through your meal and you haven't left the drive-through, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, it says several patients also reported an unintentional side effect once they began eating more slowly, referencing one woman who ate a tube of potato chips every evening. They told her to slow down and eat every chip individually, and the patient told her it was like having a mouthful of claggy chemicals, so she didn't enjoy the chips anymore.
Oh, there you go.
Like if you're eating those Pringles one at a time, and you're really taking your time.
Talking about Pringles,
and you can feel the texture of those things, which is it's a chip processed product. It's a slurry of potato they push into a shape.
I'm getting really tired of you guys picking on Pringles. Especially the sour cream and onions.
Fake people eat fake chips. I'm just saying.
I'm not real.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I see the phone's lighting already. They know it's time for trivia. We'll do that next. Load them up.
Do you want to play a game? Good. Jim Colbert Show trivia is Next. Call now 407-916-1041.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings, the official partner of the NBA.
The Magic will go for a third straight win tonight in Charlotte. Orlando got a combined 62 points from Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner to beat the Lakers yesterday. Florida's success on the hoops court is providing opportunities for their assistant coaches. Kevin Hovde will be the next head coach at Columbia. And Tom Brady admitted in an essay on his website that he and former Patriots coach Bill Belichick had tension after 20 years together. I'm Scott Davidson.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
And all it takes is one glimpse at that weather map to see exactly what's coming. 85, 88. Jack's had 90 degrees in just a couple of weeks. Is your AC ready? That's why Mills Air is such an asset here in Central Florida, and that is why you need to use your preventive maintenance plan now. They've been doing it since 92. Leon Mills tells me the number one mistake people make when it comes to their AC systems is not getting a preventive maintenance plan at the beginning of the season. Make sure your system is ready to go for this brutal summer that we know we'll face yet again, and let them use that 30 years of experience to make sure your AC is ready to go. Their techs know all these brands inside and out. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. They can repair it, but even better, if you do need a new unit, you are in luck. They're Carrier factory authorized dealers. That, my friends, could get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and always turn to family owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today and schedule that super important appointment. It's 407-277-1159. Find them online easily at millsair.com.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Two bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Put a spring in your step by replacing your old windows and doors with the beautiful designs from Renewal by Andersen. One reason is longevity. Unlike traditional vinyl, Renewal by Andersen's Fibrex material doesn't warp, crack, or degrade over time, meaning your windows and doors are going to last a lot longer. Susan says, "Love my windows. Great experience. Renewal by Andersen installers were on top of everything. They were very conscientious, knowledgeable, and kept the job site clean and tidy. Very happy and highly recommend this company." Take advantage of Renewal by Andersen's 31-day spring sale. Buy one, get one, 40% off replacement windows and patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Bonus, first 50 callers save an additional $25 per window. Call Renewal by Andersen today for your free design consultation and say bye-bye vinyl. It's simple. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone. That's pound 250. Say the keyword best windows and be connected in seconds. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Hey guys, not feeling like yourself? Visit Game Day Men's Health, one of the nation's largest men's health clinics, specializing in testosterone replacement therapy, ED treatments, medical weight loss, and shockwave therapy, with locations in Winter Park, Lake Mary, and downtown. They can create a customized game plan for you. Set up your free testosterone test and consultation. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Mention 104.1 and get a second service free when you buy one. Game Day Men's Health, helping men perform and feel their best.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit CrushYard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Are you prepared for the future? At TK Law Firm, they understand the importance of securing your legacy. Whether you're looking for a will or trust, they can help. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Visit onefirmforlife.com for your free consultation. Protect what matters most. TK Law Firm, your partner in estate planning excellence.
The Orlando Boat Show is at the Orange County Convention Center April 4th through 6th with 21 of Central Florida's best boat dealers. Fantastic deals on bass boats, bow riders, pontoon boats, wake boats, cruisers, fishing boats, and much more. Lots of family fun with Twiggy the water skiing squirrel and the trout fishing pond. The Kids Fishing Clinic with Captain Don Dingman from Hook the Future TV show is back. Enter the Crack the Code contest to win a 2025 Yamaha SX190. Over 35 booth exhibitors showcasing a variety of products. The Spring Boat Super Sale you can't afford to miss. More info at OrlandoBoatShow.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
JCS crew, what's going on, everybody? All right.
What up?
So what is that tune? I was tired of my lady. We've been together too long.
Copacabana.
Like a worn out recording from a favorite song. Oh, man. Yep. Went to the bar. She walks in, and everything is the same. Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Was it Copacabana, though? Wasn't
it?
No.
Bertie Higgins? And it's not Bernie, it's Birdie, I think. Bertie. You know, because his mom hated him. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio 104.1.
You like pina coladas?
I am Jim, and Deb is right over there, but we're having some issues with the phone, so Jack is doing his best to screen some calls so we can have some players here. So just give us one quick second.
Looks like he's crawling through the window over there, poor guy.
Yeah, he's all right.
Now that's gonna drive me crazy.
What?
Yeah, we're dealing with a phone issue, so give
yeah.
us a call right now, and we're dealing with some funky line.
Yeah, it's all right. 407-916-1041. We'll stretch her a few minutes so we can get some players here.
Yeah, I can.
You want to go ahead and do the thing?
Yeah, we can get that out of the
All
way.
right, let's do the Jackie sack.
Let they can know what they're calling for.
Yeah,
Let's
very
do
good.
it.
All
All
right.
aboard.
Chugga chugga.
Choo choo.
Clickety clack.
4 prizes. 3 are happening this Saturday. 1 is in June. Figure it out for yourself. Here, let's go. Pair of tickets to the Monster Brew Bus, presented by JustCallMo.com. That one's happening this Saturday.
Sounds fun.
How about a pair of tickets to see Modest Mouse at the House of Blues Orlando, June 9th?
Also sounds fun.
That's not happening this Saturday.
Okay, very nice.
What is happening this Saturday? Orlando Pride taking on San Diego Wave. They're defending their NWSL championship.
Okay.
That's at Inter & Co Stadium. We got a pair of tickets to put you at that game. And finally, a pair of tickets to see legendary ladies of Saturday Night Live and so much more.
Unbelievable.
Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, the Restless Leg Tour at Edition Financial Arena this Saturday. You can get tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Plus, if you check out the Real Radio Instagram, we got another chance for you to win there as well. Sabrina's putting the final touches on that little contest, and you can see that at Real Radio 1041 on our Instagram. Those are the prizes.
Go and grab some. We'll kind of BS for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It turns out it's the song was "Escape."
Oh, Escape. That's it. But they
by
call
Rupert Holmes.
But they call it the Pina Colada song, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But it's Rupert Holmes. It's not Bertie Higgins. What does Bertie Higgins do?
I don't know. Bertie, right? You said
Bertie. He had another one of those big '70s like bomb hits, and I forget which one it was.
Was it Key Largo?
Yeah, it's Key Largo. That's
there
it.
you go.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, he looks like a birdie.
Yeah, Bertie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I
Sorry,
said, Mom
birdie.
hated. All right, Deb. 1, 2, 3, or 5.
Let's go 5. Something different.
Okay, the only one. No. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Let's just go 1.
Okay, 1 right up top.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Let's do 2 here because I have this one screened. Hey, Ryan, how you doing, buddy?
All right.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, buddy. Thanks for that short, truncated answer. There's nothing in the world like communication, and I appreciate that. You really went out on a limb there. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Here we go.
Hold on one second.
Poor Jack.
Poor Jack. God, buddy. This computer crashes like every 45 seconds.
Well, the hamster that's running it is old.
All right. Would you like to play a little game with us, buddy?
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, here we go.
Game show.
All right, Ryan, this is a real easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is untrue. If you can find it, buddy, I'll send you over to the Jackie Sack. And there are tons of cool things over there today. So are you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Here we go, buddy. On this day in 1937, Tom Monahan was born. Now, what did Tom Monahan do? Why is he famous? Well, I'll tell you why. He is the founder of Domino's Pizza.
Oh, wow.
And he was born on this day. Here are 3 fun facts about Domino's Pizza and 1 lie in under 30 minutes. All right, here we go. We're talking about Domino's, buddy. Which one of these isn't true? Number 1, they offer a vegan pizza, but only in California. Number 2, the 3 dots on the Domino's logo represents the 3 original locations. Number 3, originally Domino's was called Dominick's. Or lastly, after the U.S., India has the most Domino's locations. Which of those is a lie?
Number 4.
No, that's absolutely true.
Swerve.
Yeah, I did swerve you, buddy, and I did mess up on purpose. After the U.S., India has the most Domino's locations. That was a bit of a shock today, to be honest with you, when I read that.
Crazy.
1, 3, 4, or 5, Deborah?
3.
3 is Xavier. Xavier, how you doing, man?
Doing great. How y'all doing?
Good, buddy. Glad to hear that. We're talking about Domino's Pizza. Which one of these is not true? Number 1, they offer a vegan pizza, but only in California. Number 2, the 3 dots on the Domino's logo represents the 3 original locations. Or lastly, originally Domino's was called Dominick's.
The first one.
That's the one, buddy! Hey, let me ask you a quick question before. Where is the only place that they do serve a vegan pizza? And I'll give you a hint. It's not in the U.S.
Hawaii?
No. That's the U.S. The continental U.S.
I thought it was a trick question.
There
I
you
was
go.
like, okay, maybe it's like not the
It's
US,
okay.
but
It's okay. It's Israel. Israel is the only place where Domino's offers a vegan pizza.
Probably to keep it kosher.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. They offer a vegan pizza, but only in Israel. The 3 dots on the Domino's logo does represent the 3 original locations. And the whole idea of the Domino was to add dots as they added locations. But unfortunately, you can't add that many dots to one die.
Right.
Because when I tell you how many locations a little bit later, you're going to fall over. And originally, Domino's was called Dominick's. He actually pawned or sold his VW Bug for, I think, $600 or $900 and bought the original location.
Oh, wow.
With that money.
Wow.
Turned out it was a pretty good decision.
Yeah, I would say so.
A few other things you may not know about Domino's. Tom Monahan was an
atheist.
Oh, good answer.
Agnostic.
He was an orphan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Tom Monahan
Nailed
was
it.
basically an orphan as a child. Domino's is the #1 pizza chain in the what country?
Italy.
Oh, that would be so painfully ironic, would it not?
Well, you said the.
Oh, that's a good. Deb, you're so smart.
Yeah.
You are so blanking smart. It's annoying.
It's after that. I have no idea.
The UK.
The UK.
Yeah. The #1 pizza chain in the UK.
Wow. No wonder when Jack said you knew when it was English, it was terrible.
And they're
He
not.
wasn't
I don't
kidding.
even. And I don't even think they're not the #1 pizza chain in America. I don't believe.
No.
I think, and I don't even think it's one you think it is. I think I saw some names today I didn't even recognize.
Marco's.
Yeah, Marco's is up there.
Yeah.
For sure. Domino's is the only major pizza chain in the U.S. that sells. This is another one that's going to flatten you when you hear it. It's essential to having a pizza.
Soda.
Yeah, which one?
Pepsi.
No. Domino's is the only pizza chain in America that sells Coca-Cola. All the other pizza chains in the last 10 years went Pepsi.
Really?
The only one that still serves Coke in the restaurants or as part of the restaurant offering is Domino's. All other pizza chains are Pepsi products. And then lastly, how many Domino's are in the world across how many countries?
Jack, you go first.
I'm going to go 1,000 across 200 countries.
1,000. I'm going to say 1,001.
You so shot this guy. It is crazy. How many countries? Let's shaw him twice. Double shot of the face.
201.
No, you went the other way. You chopped with him a little bit.
No.
17,000 Domino's pizzas are in the world, over 90 countries.
Wow.
Yeah. And the guy
Nailed it.
And the guy used to own the Detroit. Is it not Lions?
Yeah, NFL.
I thought it was the Tigers.
Oh, MLB or NFL?
Yeah, I think he owned the Tigers because I remember it being kind of weird because another pizza franchise owner was another baseball owner. Isn't the guy who owned? Isn't there another pizza? Isn't Little Caesars? Or is that the?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think the guy who owned started Little Caesars also owned a baseball franchise. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 770-301.
But by the way, you mentioned MLB, a little courtesy for anyone on T-Mobile. Today is the day that they dropped the MLB baseball package. So if you have T-Mobile, you can get the MLB package for free.
Oh, that's a good heads up, dude.
Like me and Deb's fiance did today.
Yeah, you guys get to watch the Yankees yesterday, or
yesterday? What, spring training? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about practice.
Also,
yeah,
you see
exactly.
We're
Season
talking
doesn't
about
start till
practice?
Thursday, Jimmy.
Dude,
you want me to worry about practice?
Deb told me that the Magic beat the Lakers last night. I hadn't heard that yet.
They did.
Yeah,
and
they
they
did.
waxed them. They just beat them. They beat the hell out of them.
Yeah, it's because Dwight was in the house.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly it. I think Brandon, those guys got to interview him. I saw the Zoneheads podcast. By the way, you should follow that. Zoneheadsmedia.com had a great interview with Dwight, so it was awesome. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec.
It's never been easier to listen to Real Radio 104.1 wherever you go. Make us your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app.
All lanes are blocked on the Turnpike southbound south of Osceola Parkway. Traffic is being diverted onto the on-ramp lanes to go around the accident. Emergency crews are still working on that accident on Florida's Turnpike southbound near Orange Blossom Trail. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound trying to get over St. John's River Bridge, and stop-and-go traffic on I-4 westbound through that World Drive area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rocket. Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com, a single seamless home ownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, even refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things home ownership. Rocket, own the dream.
Man, when it comes to getting a roof on your house, you can make a very good decision or you can make a very costly decision. Let me help you out with that. It's Eustace Roofing. That's the decision. 2021, they were the National Roofing Company of the Year. 4.9 Google rating with over 1,000 reviews. These guys don't play around. And when you meet them, you will know immediately those are the people you want on the job. They've been doing it since 1959. That's 65 years of experience, and they're one of the few roofers in all of Central Florida, if not the only, that are metal roofing experts. And what makes them that is they manufacture that roof on site so it fits perfectly. No interest financing is available. They serve all of Central Florida. It's EustaceRoofing.com. Call and schedule that free estimate. You are going to love doing business with these guys. Again, that's EustaceRoofing.com.
The Monster Brew Bus is ready to roll to Volusia County, Saturday, March 29th. Tickets are on sale now. One bus is sold out. So our friends at MCA Transportation added a second bus. You can join us at Ormond Brewing and then Crimson House in New Smyrna Beach. Spend the day with your favorite monsters. Enjoy free beers, live music, and lunch from Jersey Mike's. Special thanks to JustCallMo.com, MCA Transportation, and Jersey Mike's. Get tickets at realradio.fm/brew.
If you need all the sports all the time, there's only one place to go this season. Tom's Watch Bar. Located on iDrive, Tom's offers more than 150 TVs plus rooftop views of Orlando and an extensive food and beverage menu. Make Tom's Watch Bar your sports headquarters.
Life doesn't stop after you've been involved in a car accident. You've got things to do and places to be. If your car is damaged, call Farah and Farah anytime, 7 days a week. Farah and Farah, Orlando.
Hey,
Orlando. Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. You know we've got 3 area locations, so we've got the new Kia you're looking for in stock and ready to go. And you can drive home your new Kia in 1 hour or less, like a new 2025 Kia K4. Lease for only $159 per month for 24 months with $35.95 due at signing. We want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Qualified applicants through KFA. Includes $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 0 security deposit plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 4/5/25.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Are you hiding your smile because of missing or damaged teeth? Solid Bite can help. With the latest techniques and technology, you'll be showing off your smile in no time. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now to receive your free booklet. 321-259-8000.
Kevin, why is my auto insurance so expensive? I need to switch because my company raised my rates again.
I hear you, Jay. I had the same problem, but then I called Acceptance. They saved me hundreds on my car insurance.
Really?
Yes, Acceptance was great. They did all the work comparing different plans and found me the best payment options that fit my budget.
Do you have their number?
Sure do. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049.
Why pay more for auto insurance? Acceptance Insurance has offices in your neighborhood, and one call to Acceptance could save you up to 30% on your car insurance. 800-606-7049. Let Acceptance shop for you by comparing and finding the best rates. You could save up to 30%. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049. Acceptance Insurance. We shop, you save. Restrictions apply based on Q1 2024 study of Acceptance Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number L012294.
Insurance companies don't want you to hire an attorney so they can pay you pennies on the dollar for your injuries. But I don't cost you a dime unless I get you money. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. Don't get pushed around by the insurance companies. Just call Mo.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
When I'm struggling with depression, I slowly lose myself without realizing it. I stop doing things with friends and can't remember the last time I felt good. I just lie in bed, too tired to do anything. Depression takes me out of me. It's hard to ask for help, but I'm glad I did. Using 211 made it easy to connect with mental health providers who helped me feel like me again. Own your recovery today. Call 211.
Sponsored by Central Florida Cares and the State of Florida Department of Children and Families.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Tristan here from Orlando. I get impatient when I'm eating. I'm like, bro, I got things to do. I want to be done. This is annoying. Why do I have to eat every 3 to 4 hours? I'm starving. And then I'm like, I don't want to eat no more. I'm done. I don't want to eat no more. I just want to get this stuff shoveled into my face and be finished. I hate it. But I love food.
Yeah, me too, buddy.
But I hate eating. It's an
don't.
oxymoron.
I love it.
Jimmy, doing basic. Battalion mess hall could feed a whole battalion within less than 2 hours. That's 3,000 troops. Line up, get a plate, get your food, sit down, eat, full meal, get out. You got a drill sergeant over your head, barking. Hello! Airborne. Kansas out.
This is Mike Buzzer Larson here. What state
has the smallest drinks, Jimmy? What state has the smallest drinks?
I don't know, buddy. What state?
That would be Minnesota.
Oh, my God almighty.
Minnesota.
Okay,
Quackshaw, it's in my contract. Give me the buzzer!
Good hearing from you.
Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Jules.
So, the reason why we haven't been on the air for a while is we've been down in Miami, enjoying ourselves. So I heard about you and your shortcoming, shall we say?
Okay.
Well, don't worry, Mr. Light Switch. All is well.
Oh, my God.
You're still a handsome bear.
A handsome bear. Yeah.
Don't call me a light switch. Don't you dare call me a light
Light
switch.
switch Colbert.
Don't you dare.
Gotta get the t-shirt.
Hung like a light switch.
Oh, hell, I've already ordered mine.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1.
Oh, look, it's a gummy bear.
Yeah. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Yeah.
Jack is here as well.
Yep.
Saw buddies back in the day. I told him, I said, it looks like somebody glued a mushroom to your stomach.
Oh, you did not.
I was not a nice kid. That's why I'm friendless. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here.
He is.
Did I already say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Saw something kind of crazy. You know, Deb had talked last week about the drought that we are experiencing and how low the rain count is. And by the way, if you look at the weather report, there is really not a lot of rain in our forecast over the next 2 weeks. And there should be an assload of rain in our forecast for the next 2 weeks. I think we're supposed to get some, maybe even north of us. We're supposed to get some today. And I think later this week, we're going to have like a 50% chance on one day or so.
Sunday would be our next best chance for rain. And then after that, it dries up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and already parts of Lake County are already under a severe drought.
Yeah. And the reason I tell you this, man, is, you know, I don't know about you guys. When you hear something in the media, within reason, do you find it necessary to kind of double check it? Because, you know, the nature of the media is to sensationalize a little bit now in this social media era to get that, you know, you're fighting for that click. So you really find yourself living on the edge of actuality to draw in that click. Do you guys do that at all? Do you guys kind of research things a little bit more than usual now?
It depends on the source
and the story.
I
would agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
So when you hear how easily these fires that we hear about start, right? I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'm like, oh, are you kidding? Like, I mean, I get the lightning strike, but really? Somebody parked their car on the side of the road and that started a fire, a hot muffler started a fire, or you know, it sometimes is very hard to believe that that's the origin of some of these things.
And yet down in southern Miami-Dade County with the 344 fire that burned 25,000 acres, they think that was started by an ATV.
How about this? There's a video at Gym Members right now that I commented on. I think a woman named Pam put it up. Thanks, Pam. We appreciate that.
Oh, I love Pam.
And I'd seen that video earlier in the day, and I actually wrote down to talk about it. So I want people to go to the Gym Members page, you know, on our Facebook page, and check this out. It's a guy who started a yard fire.
It's on our YouTube right now.
Yeah. A guy who started a yard fire, and do you know how it started? He was weed eating a yard, and the weed eater nicked the concrete of the driveway, created a tiny spark, and set the entire front yard on fire.
And depending on the winds and that dry grass, you're looking at a house fire in just a matter of seconds.
Look how quickly that spread from a tiny little nick, and everybody's done it. If you've edged a yard, everyone's done it. And those are professionals. Those are guys who are in the landscaping business, and they're just doing their job. One little nick sparks, and look how quickly that becomes a king-size bed sheet of a fire. It happens in seconds.
Literally. I mean, by the time they can get the hose and pull it over, half the front yard has already been burned.
And like you said, if that gets near a structure, a car, another tree that's also dry, turns into a much bigger fire. And they're really kind of lucky that it happened in this kind of setting, where that's a yard surrounded by concrete that they can easily put out and have no problem there. But if that was a rural area and that yard was set on fire, the grass was taller or something like that, that thing could have gotten out of control and like quickly. And you're right. If the wind blows, it's even worse.
Well, you know, it's interesting. You and I were talking last week. You know, sometimes, you know, a lot of us just don't understand how fire works, right? We're not firefighters. There was a story last week about a fire on like the 15th story of a condo complex in South Florida.
You tell me about this. This is great.
Oven catches fire. right? The fire spreads to the dish towel. The family decides to take the dish towel and throws it out onto the patio, figuring let that take care of what. That sets the patio furniture on fire. So as the residents are then trying to escape the condo, they open the front door. That causes the wind from the patio to create like a backdraft and literally blew a window out of the condo. You know, it goes like that. And if you don't know what to do, before you know it, you're standing in the middle of an inferno.
I did one of the stupidest things ever. And you're right. You do not know. Fire is a really unique science. And you hear these firefighters talk about it and how it does these weird things. It almost has like a personality where it moves around based on wind and how the fire, kind of feeds itself in some situations. We had do you know what an attic fan is?
Yeah.
Jack, you know what an attic fan is?
Had one growing up.
Yeah, love it, right? I had one in my old lake house around the corner here, and it was the greatest thing ever because in the spring and fall, before it got so hot, you could open the windows and doors and turn this attic fan on, and basically what it did is it sucked air from the outside in through the house and up through the attic and out the attic. So not only did it keep your attic cooler because it's venting that, it caused a natural continuous draft in your house. Absolutely brilliant. One of the cheapest ways, by the way, that you could increase the livability of your home is an attic fan because they're really not expensive. I think the one we put in was like a couple $100, and we installed it ourselves. It's just an easy wire thing. It's got a little pull switch, and boom, off you go, right? Opens up, and it was the greatest. During the winter or the fall, we had a fire going in the house, in the fireplace. And I'd completely forgotten about that. We wanted the fire for aesthetics because it wasn't too cold outside and we were still going to be able to open up the windows. We just wanted the fire for aesthetics. And I remember going there and throwing that attic fan on. And I swear on my life, it was like an effing flamethrower.
You saw that flame in the fireplace just go whoosh.
My God, was it horrifying. It was horrifying. Because when you create that draft of wind, it's just like gas to those things.
It just pulled the flame right up, right?
It was incredible.
It
blew it out.
It blew it out.
Yeah, it blew it
the
out.
Front of the fireplace.
That's right. It blew it out of the front of the fireplace.
It's drawing the air from the top of the chimney down.
That's right.
Oh my God.
So drawing air, so it's fueling the fire. But the air's pushing it forward.
Yeah. Because it's pulling air from outside into the house.
Oh, right.
How much did new carpeting cost?
Thank God we had hardwood floors, but let me tell you what's scary.
How close were you sitting?
We were, it wasn't, I'll tell you what the scary part was, is we used to have a rug that would be right in front of that, and we moved the rug to have it cleaned 2 days before that.
Oh, my gosh.
And the thing that was scary is it shot embers from the fire out into the living room. So I'm walking around with kitchen tongs, picking up flaming pieces of wood ember in my living room. Because of that.
It's fascinating. If you ever, that's where listening to firefighters talk about watching a fire, learning from a fire, the fire talks to them and like you said, behaves differently. That's a fascinating conversation because to me, fire is fire.
Right, same here.
It's just fire.
But when it gets confined, depending on where the oxygen comes from, it can have some really interesting, unique.
Oh yeah, like when do you vent the roof?
Characteristics, right? Yeah, exactly.
When do you open a window? Do you open a window?
And the funny thing is, I remember watching firefighters go in, and they, as they were fighting a fire, and all they're doing, I remember getting pissed off because I didn't know. I'm dumb, I didn't know. I'm like, why are they chopping the walls down?
Right.
Why are they busting out all the windows? If this fire goes out, they're going to be able to rebuild this house. Well, the fact is they were trying to get as much air or whatever out of there to create less pressure or something like that. And that's just the nature of what they're doing. They're just busting holes and everything. So I guess the thing is just breathe and stay contained. I don't know.
It's a fascinating science, though.
It is. It's horrifying, too.
It is horrifying.
Those firefighters, man, I'm telling you, mad respect for those dudes.
Oh.
Did you ever see what they go through out of that training facility at Mid-Florida Tech? Dude, they're crawling through, air conditioning vents, pulling full-grown men through these little ways as they move through these houses. Completely dark, no idea, completely smoked out.
Well, they have to.
Yeah, they have to do that. Carrying them up towers and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely insane.
Also, earlier, people were texting us about the question of who eats fast. Firefighters, they say, eat fast.
That's wild because, they...
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, exactly. If you're at the firehouse and you've just made a great meal and you're trying to enjoy it, but that alarm comes in and you got to get on the ladder truck.
And they cook all their own meals. Man, I've always kind of wanted to do that, to cook a meal for a fire crew. I bet I could do that.
Oh,
why don't you become a fireman?
No, I can't do that, Jack, because I'm too old and fat. You know that. It's a stupid question.
Could we be there, though? Could we? But what we could let them pick the costume that you have to wear while you cook for them?
I could hire myself out and maybe once a month go to a different firehouse in Orlando and make their meal. Like they have a team meal or whatever.
I don't see them asking for this.
I think it's a great idea to put it out there, Jack.
I'm trying to be a community partner. God almighty, this guy S's on everything I try.
Go feed the homeless.
I don't want to feed the homeless.
Why do you got to feed firefighters?
Because the homeless aren't saving me from fires. God almighty. Anybody in the world can see that.
Okay, striking vipers. Now kiss and make up.
Yeah.
Who's going to be Nanette, by the way?
The minute a guy with gloves with no fingers saves me from a fire, I'll make a mistake. Back in a sec with It's Only Money.
This is Real Radio 104.1 on your phone with the iHeartRadio app and on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. We are an iHeartRadio station.
All lanes are blocked on the Turnpike southbound at Osceola Parkway. Traffic is moving around the accident using the on-ramps. There's an accident on Florida's Turnpike southbound at Orange Blossom Trail, an accident on Sand Lake Road at Ordinance Road. Multiple lanes are blocked there. On Colonial Drive westbound at Mercy Drive, 2 right lanes are blocked. The roadways are busy, so travel with caution this afternoon. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off, plus save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
Man, real estate market trends are extremely local. I don't know if you know that market conditions and trends vary greatly from one area to the next. What I'm trying to tell you is this. Like, have you heard the national real estate, agents talk about, the prices of homes in Indiana or maybe Ohio? That does not apply to Central Florida, man. If you have a home here, you're in good shape because houses in Central Florida are still selling for record prices. That's if you have the right team out there finding the buyers that are qualified, and nobody does that better than our friends over at the Nickley Group. This is like the SEAL Team 6 of real estate. These guys are awesome. And like I said, they know the market so well. That's why they're able to get you the best dollar for your home. And when you talk about their VIP program, free appraisals, free home warranty, free moving trucks and supplies, it's hard to beat these guys. And then when you consider their website, what can happen over there? Guaranteed cash offer for your home. No open houses, no showings, close in as little as 14 days. Or if you're sitting in your house right now wondering how much it's worth, go to their website, Instant Home Value. And that's an accurate number because it's based on local market data. Look, you just can't beat these guys. 4,000 5-star reviews with over 4,500 homes sold, and they sell their homes for 6% more on average than their competitors. Hop online today, learn more about these guys, and make sure you maximize your asset with the Nickley Group. It's the NICKLEY Group.com.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
Our iHeartRadio Music Awards celebrated the music and artists you've loved listening to all year on iHeartRadio. Brought to you by Jeep.
It's now streaming on Hulu for a limited time.
Bad Bunny,
Billie Eilish,
Glorilla,
Kenny Chesney,
Money Long,
Nelly,
your host, LL Cool J,
plus Lady Gaga,
Mariah Carey,
Gracie Abrams,
and iHeartRadio's Tour of the Century Award, honoring Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Streaming now on Hulu.
Don't miss TK Law. Trendley Kramer Law calls every Monday at 6:20 on The Jim Colbert Show. Ray Trendley and the Colbert crew will be discussing all things law and not law on a variety of topics, from the latest legal news to the best new movies.
Spending gold at Florida businesses just got easier. Meet the Gold Bag, Florida's very own local currency made with pure 24-karat gold. It's like cash, but without the inflation. To celebrate the launch of this new currency, we're giving away free half gold backs to Florida residents. It's your chance to experience spending real gold right here in Florida. Claim yours before they run out at freegoldback.com, and we'll ship it right to your Florida address absolutely free.
Life doesn't stop after you've been involved in a car accident. You've got things to do and places to be. If your car is damaged, call Farah and Farah anytime, 7 days a week. Farah and Farah, Orlando.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. You know we've got 3 area locations, so no matter where you live, we're just a short drive away. And 3 locations means 3 times the cars. We've got the exact Kia you're looking for in stock and ready to roll. And you can drive home your new Kia today with interest rates as low as 0% for 72 months. We want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Qualified applicants through KFA. 0 down, $1,388 per 1,000 borrowed for 72 months. Has 0% APR financing. Plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 4/5/25.
I know what you're going to say. I'm not the type to sue. I get it. But you also weren't at fault. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. You didn't ask to be injured. You didn't ask for these medical bills. And you didn't ask for your car to be smashed up. Want to fight to hold them accountable? Just call Mo.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Alpha Foundations comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at alphafoundations.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Last November, we won. President Donald Trump won a great victory for America First. But the war's not over yet. On April 1st, Florida's resolve will be put to the test. And radical dark money groups are funding Josh Wheel's campaign to stop Trump's agenda. Reopening our borders, raising our taxes, setting us back decades. That's why President Trump picked Randy Fine to lead, a true Floridian and a real America First patriot. Florida deserves a leader who will fight by Trump's side. Randy Fine and President Trump are fighting to halt the border invasion, stop skyrocketing property insurance prices, protect access to Medicare and Social Security, and stand up to the anti-Trump cabal in Washington. On April 1st, put America first. Send Trump-endorsed Randy Fine to Congress, because if Florida falls, America could be next.
I'm Randy Fine, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Randy Fine for Congress and the Republican Party of Florida.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Get ready as iHeartRadio teams up with the ultimate countdown king.
It's Rick Dees, and here's this week's #1 hit.
iHeartRadio and the Rick Dees Weekly Top 40 with 2 exclusive channels.
Catch this week's biggest hits as we count down to #1.
Listen to this week's biggest songs with Rick Dees and the Weekly Top 40.
Then you can hear all of my legendary countdowns from way back, all commercial free.
It's the soundtrack of your life.
Search me, Rick Dees, on your free iHeartRadio app and listen now.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Radio. 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Now I'm breakbeat, I'm a thing for my love. My sugar sweet, I'ma be watching it till I get enough. Take it all away, it's all the same. I'm not trying to be anyone, but I could be down. Put your hands on me, and I think that I feel it. You be somebody different when I'm not around. Don't like it, but I think that I feel it now.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome
Surprise.
back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Didn't see that coming.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
Let's do It's Only Money.
Helping people passionate about planning for their future rise above investment myths to build real wealth.
Isn't that really just common sense financial advice?
It's
both.
Oh, okay.
It's Only Money with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth.
Good and loud for our friend, Mr. Scott Brown.
Yay!
EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com, 38 plus years as a fiduciary / portfolio manager / money magician over on Edgewater Drive, giving sage advice to wonderful people who want to make their lives a little better as they move toward that retirement age. Scotty, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you.
Have you been in ketosis? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's when you eat it's when you eat meat and you're trying to get into ketosis to lose weight, and you don't eat any. I think it's carbs is the
Stay away
problem
from
there,
carbs.
and sugar.
Yeah,
right.
Like it makes you feel at some point like you have the flu.
Okay,
like it's not pleasant. I do it a couple times a year, so if I pass out during the show, you'll know exactly what's going on.
Why would you do that? You're in great shape.
Well, that's how I stay that way. I have to do stupid things like make myself feel bad.
So it's meat, cheese, eggs.
Yeah, mostly meat.
Yeah,
mostly protein,
meat.
high protein.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, it's hard
your
to eat.
body. You think your body craves protein. When do you start craving carbs? That will drive you crazy.
Yeah, it's a bit of a carbs are an addiction, though.
Yeah, they are for
They're
sure.
a
Yeah.
total addiction, and your body's really not designed to have a ton of them.
It's not.
They're so good.
They are good. I like me some cookies. Don't get me wrong.
Well, you know, white bread is one of the most processed foods you eat on a daily basis.
Yes.
That is literally one of the most ultra processed foods that we consume as human beings is white bread.
Yeah, no, there's anything with that kind of laces your body with glucose.
Yes.
It's probably not good.
Yeah, and it has it for sure.
Yeah.
A little surprise there for you, Big
Yeah,
Guy?
that was a nice tune. That kid must come by those vocals. So honestly, his pop must have good pipes.
So your dad, your boy is the singer?
Yeah.
I thought he was the guitar player.
He's both.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He does see him play.
Yeah.
So they were just a duo the entire time?
Yeah. Yep.
So little do, I mean, nobody knows, but Scott and I got into a conversation last week about his son formerly being in a touring band called Dark
King Complex.
King Complex.
Yeah.
The name of that song was called Dark Disco.
It was, yeah.
Right. And I asked Scott, send me a sample. I want to know what he sounds like. And he had a hard time explaining what his music sounds like. I sent the cut to Jack today, and I said, check this out, dude. It sounds like The Weeknd mixed with Daft Punk a little bit.
Yep.
And I don't know why they stopped. Like I think I was like, why did you stop making music? It seems like that could slide into any playlist and any radio station right now.
There's a 21 Pilots aspect to it for me as well, especially, and the video for that is slick. That is well made, but it definitely invokes 21 Pilot there. Just seeing them dressed as they are with the masks and stuff, but it's very cool.
Yeah, they've been compared to them before,
Yeah.
but he got tired of the road.
Yeah,
he
it's
just got dirty van, bad hotel, et cetera, et cetera. So
that's a tough life, man. You know, one of the things we do talk about people when they come in, touring musicians or comedians, inevitably they will tell you the number one problem with their career is the travel. It's just a complete nightmare.
it's brutal. He said he felt like a bus driver who got to play music at the end.
Oh, that's a bummer.
All right, Scott joins us every single Tuesday around 6:20 to talk about some things going on over at EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. He brings a few things in to talk about, and we do have some events to tell you about. We'll do that at the end of the segment. Let's get right to it, buddy.
Yeah.
Lessons about money I learned in my first 5 years of doing this. So that puts you in the late 20s range?
Mid to late 20s.
Mid to late 20s. Did
Yep.
you get into this business?
I was 23 when I started.
The economy was considerably different back then. The
Yes.
idea of the economy was considerably different back then.
It was the 80s, baby.
Industries that are gigantic now didn't even exist then.
Correct.
So what was it like?
You know, it was, well, for me, it was bewildering and a little bit frustrating. Actually, I don't know if you know this, but 95% of the people, financial advisors who start out in this business fail.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. And the truth of it is we're not financial advisors in the beginning. We're just people begging for money, because the reality is, it takes a while to learn this craft and get good at it. It's not that people are nefarious in the beginning or not well-intended or even intelligent. It's just that it takes a while to learn this craft like anything else. But 9 out of 10 people do not survive to their first 4 or 5 years. So it's a difficult business. But what I learned, I started thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about you and I always talking about people shouldn't beat themselves up. They shouldn't be so hard on themselves.
Right, yeah.
Right? If you just give yourself a break for a second and say, everybody goes through this. Everybody goes, unless you come from money, like you're an Astor or something. But outside of that, most of us go through difficulties in our youth, especially maybe you're a young couple with a young family, whatever. And I was an idiot. I mean, I really was. I did every dumb thing that everybody's listening right now. If you've done it, I've done it.
Get
right?
those credit cards early, run them all up.
Credit
Have
cards
credit
were
card
a
debt,
problem.
17% interest on credit
buying
cards.
cars I couldn't afford,
Right, all that
buying
stuff.
clothes that I didn't need. Just like I was foolish with my money. I was young and stupid, but as time went on, I started to, and then I was also looking for the easy way out. Well, there's got to be a stock I can trade. I'll research this. I'll research that. The best product, the best stock, the most exciting thing. And what I realized after about the 4th or 5th year, I'm a slow learner. After the 4th or 5th year, I realized that, the people I was meeting with that had some wealth, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, whatever it was, I realized there were no shortcuts. They had all done it the same way. Every single one of them, of the hundreds of people I met, they had all saved. It was either in a 401k, or it was money they'd put aside, or maybe they had a small business and they created a retirement plan in that business, or they built a small business that they then sold. None of it was, I bought the best stock.
Right. Yeah.
None of it was,
You stumbled into it.
Yeah, I flipped options or something. Nobody did anything sexy or interesting like, of course, Bitcoin and all that stuff existed. But the point being is that I didn't know that. Even when I went into the business, I thought, oh, I'm going to learn to trade stocks. I'm going to learn to pick the best stocks. And in 10 years, I'm going to be the guru of Wall Street.
Yeah.
I only came to find out that's not a thing.
Right. You just watched Michael Douglas do it over and over and over again.
I saw Wall Street, and I was sure I knew what I was doing. I wanted to be Charlie Sheen desperately. I don't want to be him anymore, trust me. But again, the reality that set in for me was, hey, dude, there's no shortcut here.
Right.
You need to take a step back. Start saving, eat your own cooking, if you will.
Right.
You're given this advice to do these things, you need to do it too. So over time, I dug myself out of the credit cards. I got rid of the car I couldn't afford, and I began to save. And over time, it accumulated, and I got myself into a position where now my family and I are fairly comfortable. So, but again, in the beginning, the point being, in the beginning, I didn't know anything. These people taught me. I tell people all the time, I work in a laboratory of money. I get to meet all kinds of people who make money in all different ways and accumulate the wealth of knowledge that I get from them because I watch them accumulate and I watch them retire. And I can see who does it well and I can see who doesn't do it well. And again, what I learned from that process was there are no shortcuts, and we all go through this.
Is that all you've learned from your clients? I mean, I would assume that you deal with some pretty motivated people, and I would assume also that as you kind of tick around with these people that you could glean some information from them that would help you in your own private life or your business as well. Has that ever happened?
Oh, for sure. No, I learned the millionaire deck next door lesson several times over. In fact, my biggest client at the time, probably in my first 10 years, drove a 30-year-old Chevy pickup. And if you'd have driven up to his house, you would have never guessed he had the wealth. So again, I learned a lot of things from my clients. I learned patience. I learned integrity. I learned that there's more than one way to kind of develop and build wealth. But at the end of the day, it all requires patience and hard work.
Right.
And once I realized that, once I knuckled down and said, okay, this isn't going to do itself. Hope isn't a strategy. The strategy is to be disciplined and work hard, and that's what I learned from most of those people.
You know what, Scott, as we talk about this segment with other people outside of the confines of the studio, I hear one word that terrifies people when it comes to doing this. What do you think that one word is? When they talk about what it takes to kind of get into a position where you feel like in your mid-40s, 50s that, you've made the right choices, you're on the right path.
Sacrifice?
Sacrifice is the answer.
Yeah.
The number one. The singular number one answer I get when talking about this is people are horrified at the sacrifices they assume they have to make. It's that assumption that kills them. Yeah. It does it every single time because they think, well, I'm not going to be able to do this or I'm not going to be able to do that. That isn't true. You have to schedule those things and you have to kind of parse those things out so they're not happening every Wednesday, maybe every other Wednesday or maybe once a month. But that is achievable. You can still enjoy those parts of your life, but that's the number one thing I hear.
Well, and I think what people will find is it's not that much of a sacrifice.
Right.
You think it's well, then I can't go out on Tuesday. Well, did you really? I mean, did you really need to go out on Tuesday?
Right.
Staying home and having a pizza with your family is probably just as much fun as whatever dumb thing was going to cost you $200 to do.
Yeah, and then when you look back, you won't regret the pizza with your family like you will regret the $300 bar tab.
No, and again, I think people would be surprised when I see this with 401k participants when I speak to them and I say, look, just put $100 a month away.
Yeah,
what's that going to do? That's usually the reply.
Well,
I'm
30 years from now.
Well, it's 100 more than you got now. So, again, if you earn zero, you still got the 100, right? So they start with 100 and then they get to the end of the year and they realize they got 12, 13, 14, $1,500 in there because there's probably a match. And then they get 5-6 years down the road and now that $100 is $10,000, right?
Yeah.
And $10,000 that earns 5% is now $500, right? So again, it's just a matter of discipline. It's a matter, and to your point on sacrifice, I think enjoying that process, if delaying gratification needs to be the part you enjoy. Take pride in the suck, if you will, embrace it and know that at the end of the day, if you save and behave over the next few years like nobody will, you'll live like nobody can in the future.
Yeah, and another thing, too, is you acclimate yourself to a lifestyle no differently than if you're quitting smoking, if you're cutting back on alcohol. All those things you can look and go, these are good for me. But a lot of people don't assume that sacrifice because of financial benefit is good for them.
Yeah.
Rather than, and just like you said, all it takes is like a couple months in a row where you can prove to yourself that you can save that $50 or $100. And once you look back, like you said, you're like, oh, look what I did. I wasn't even paying attention, and I got, I have an extra $1,000 in my account I didn't have, or I never even thought I could manage that. But it does take kind of cutting back and making sure that you're paying attention to those things.
Well, I think that it's good for you to sacrifice. We all need to learn to make sacrifices. We're not so great at that in this country right this second, but we're working on it.
Yeah, we are.
So we need to learn to delay gratification and eventually enjoy that. The people who are the most successful are the ones who kind of take it as a challenge.
Right, yeah.
Right? If I said to you, go work out and I want you to lose 10 pounds or whatever, some people will take that as a challenge. That should be no different with your money, right? Take it as a challenge. And then when you accomplish that thing, I think the gratification you get from that is worth as much as the money itself, and it gives you the confidence to move forward. We're getting a little preachy here, but the reality is it's discipline and hard work is what I've learned from these clients over the years.
100%. Scott Brown here from Edgewater Family Wealth, edgewaterfamilywealth.com. Hold loose, though, because we got a couple events coming up I think you want to know about. Let's move on to the second topic. People who hold on too tight end up worse off. I don't even know what that means. I'm going to be dead honest with you. You kind of smoked me on this one.
Yeah, so think of golf, right? What happens when you hold on to the club too tight?
Oh, yeah.
It's off into the woods it goes, right? So, and the same is true of money. I think people they want to make perfect decisions. And the example I gave in my book was two doctors that I had. And one doctor was a guy, they both made really good money. In fact, they worked together in the same practice. They were pathologists. And one guy would just everything he wanted to hold on to. What is this? How does it work? How much does it cost? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? And this would go on and on and on and on. And he would never really do anything that would allow his money to accumulate. He would never allow. He would pull it in. He would take it out. He was just all over the place. Whereas the other guy didn't care. He would just put some money aside, and if I was lucky, I saw him once a year. I'm like, Orlando, you got to come in and see me at some point. He's like, I'm busy. I'm going skiing or whatever. One guy was holding on too tight. They made the same money. They had the same savings opportunity in the same programs. One guy retired with $3 million. One guy retired with $800. Right now, nobody's going to sneeze at $800. I get that. Nobody's feeling bad for that guy. But for the amount of money these guys made, the way they went about it was really what determined the outcome. One guy held on too tight, fretted about everything, every little decision, every little...
I got a little of that guy in me.
Yeah, so that gets in the way. That overthinking gets in the way a lot of times. It's better to make a mediocre decision than no decision.
Yeah, that paralysis by analysis thing I have in my personality trait, I really have to fight that occasionally. Just kind of realizing that you got to let go sometimes and just kind of let it roll sometimes. We call it the life dice. Sometimes you just got to roll the life dice.
You got to let the game come to you, man. We see it in engineers a lot. We see it because engineers are used to 1 + 1 equaling 2.
Sure.
In my world, 1 + 1 never equals 2. It equals 4 and -7 and things like that. That blows people's minds who are kind of straight line linear thinkers.
Sure, yeah.
It gets in their way because they know, if we do this and we do that, it'll come out perfect. First of all, there's no perfect. There is no outcome that's going to be perfect. It's going to be up and down, as we've talked about ad nauseum here. But the reality is people who kind of just let the game come to them, they do their saving, they live their lives. When they get to the end of the road, they typically do better than people who are just beating the crap out of the process.
Right, yeah, 100%. All right, let's talk about these events because this is where it really comes to life. Jack has been to a couple of these. Everybody that goes really, matter of fact, we've had people text us before, said they went to the event, changed the way they looked at their money, changed the way they looked at the idea of savings. And I know we have one coming up April 3rd at Ruth's Chris and Winter Park, right? What time is that one?
That is at 12 noon.
Is at 12 noon. And then we have one on April 11th at 1921 in Mount Dora, also a noon gig. Now, along with the information that you get, you also get free lunch. There is no charge for this.
There is not.
And by the way, there's also no hard sell. This is not like a condo or a cruise thing where you're like, you'll get a free cruise if you come. It is nothing like that. Matter of fact, he goes into these events understanding that everybody in the room is going to sign up. Maybe nobody in the room will sign up. This is purely this is purely one of those things where you're acclimating the crowd into the idea of looking forward financially instead of looking backward or not looking at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm too old to be selling people stuff at this point. I'm getting lazy in my old age. But the reality is I understand that probably 60 to 70% of the people in the room are just there to learn.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine with me. I want them to learn because someday they might become clients of my firm down the road, right? But right now they're not ready for that. But they'll never get ready for that unless they begin the process today. The other 20 or 30% of the room may be ready. And some of those will talk to us, some of those won't, and that's okay as well.
Yeah. And remember, you go to EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com, find the pull-down bar. You can go and reserve your spot. Remember, there is no cost for this, but you do have to reserve your spot. These always sell out. We have yet to have one that we've been promoting for over a couple of years now that hasn't sold completely out.
You don't think it's too good to be true? I used to get cards in the mail for similar deals like this. I'm like, nah, I'm not. They want something from me. I don't trust it. I don't know them. Scott, I know we've been talking a lot, on this show. I went, and it was a great experience, and I learned a lot, and you don't want anything from the people there, and you're feeding them. I'm thinking of going again for a refresher burger.
I don't know if we're going to let you in again.
The other thing, too, is you bring along specialists, not only with your 401k and your savings programs, but also, and I think maybe more importantly than anything right now, because the tide is changing in the Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security world, and I know that you have a seasoned professional that comes out to help people kind of negotiate those changes that could be coming.
Yeah, at this point, everybody's familiar with Greg Rossler, who's, in my opinion, the foremost authority in Central Florida on Medicare and Social Security. He'll answer all those questions. There's been a lot of changes in both those programs, and hopefully not more to come, but there's been a few changes for sure in Medicare, and Greg can answer all of them and make a lot. I don't have a client who has met with Greg in their early 60s preparing for that part of their life who didn't come to me and say, that was incredibly helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
So Greg can simplify what is not a simple process.
Very nice. All right, so that's Ruth's Chris, April 3rd, right there on Winter Park at noon, or April 11th, noon again at 1921 Mount Dora. Lunch is served. The program takes about an hour and a half or so, and you can stay after and ask questions if you'd like. And you also have a couple books there at EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com.
We do. We have I've Never Made Anybody Rich, which is a funny title, but a good book, I hope. Very helpful, I think. You can get that at EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. And I Got a Guy is something I think people overlook. It's a guide to having a conversation with a financial advisor, because I think a lot of times people, they go see a financial advisor and they get talked at.
Yeah.
You want to be able to talk to the advisors as well, and I think this gives you some helpful hints as to how to do that.
A lot of people get intimidated. They don't want to sound stupid. The good thing about your crew is they understand that people really have a very nominal idea of what happens there. They can fully explain that so you can get a better grasp of what's really happening. And they actually give you a better outlook on what you should be doing.
Yeah, and you can, if you can't make the event, look us up on EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. You can schedule a consult. I know we do 10, 15-minute consults 4, 5, 6 times a week.
Very nice, buddy. All right, again, EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. Deb, you heard it here first.
Experts warn DNA info is up for sale. A judge sentences a man for the death of a deputy, and NCAA men's basketball tournament viewership soars. We'll tell you how much and more coming up next during You Heard It Here First.
Thanks, Gambling. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back with You Heard It Here First, and we'll get the hell out of here on a Tuesday.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Well, today's going to be warm. We'll have a high of 84, a little bit muggy. And with mostly cloudy skies, we could see a couple of brief downpours developing after 3 p.m., especially from Orlando south. And once you get into southern Osceola, southern Brevard County, there might even be an isolated tornado associated with a sea breeze this afternoon. Now, it'll be quieter for the end of this week, but we have another rain chance coming our way for the weekend, Saturday, and especially Sunday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by ePass and SunPass. Attention, Florida drivers. If you get a text claiming you have an outstanding toll payment, it could be part of a nationwide scam attempt. To protect yourself from fraud, ePass and SunPass urge you not to click on any link sent via text. Stop. Think. Don't click that link.
Tools Ace Hardware carries the best brands and grills out there, guys. Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Napoleon. Speaking of Traeger and Napoleon, these guys have the new lineups out there, right? The Traeger Woodridge Grill. Also, the Napoleon Prestige and Rogue models are there as well. But they also have pizza ovens from Uni and Gosney, and I love my little Uni pizza oven. You will love yours as well. So much fun. Not only pizza, damn good at searing steaks as well. They also have Polywood outdoor furniture. This stuff is beautiful, virtually indestructible, made from recycled plastic, will not fade in the Florida sun. But these guys really have you covered. They have service techs specializing in grills. That way they can help you with any repair or warranty issue. And you can get all of this assembled and delivered for free on any backyard purchase, $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace, 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Your journey starts here and ends, well, that's up to you. Get 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of select new 2025 Sportage and 2025 Sorento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Financing for 24 to 60 months from Kia Finance KF. Subject to credit approval by KF to well-qualified buyers for purchase of a new 2025 Sportage. Excludes hybrid PHEV or 2025 Sorento. $17.48 per month per 1,000 financed at 60 months. No down payment required. Subject to vehicle availability and dealer participation. Must take delivery by 4/30/25. Limited inventory available. See Kia dealer for available stock.
Once upon a time. Forget the fairy tales and get ready to journey past the stars, beyond imagination, to a place where we really do defy gravity. A place where flying through space at 24,500 miles per hour is less about make-believing and more about making it happen. A place with real rockets, real astronauts, and real adventure. Discover something real. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex.
Thank you for making Mercedes-Benz of South Orlando one of the premier luxury dealerships in Central Florida. We are the official dealer of luxury, providing the ultimate VIP experience at a price you can afford. Call Monica Ventura at 689-319-7680. That's 689-319-7680. We guarantee you will be treated like VIP and nothing less. Across from the mall at Millennium.
Orlando Magic fans, the dawn has come. Orlando is ready. Come out and watch the Orlando Magic defend our home court against the Dallas Mavericks on Thursday, March 27th at the Kia Center.
He'll get the Franz, three-ball,
Feel the energy and thrill of this Eastern versus Western Conference showdown. This city is ours to defend, and we're leaving it all out on the court. To secure your seats and be a part of the action during this city night, head to OrlandoMagic.com.
Have you found your new favorite feature on the iHeartRadio app yet?
I have this go-to playlist. Boom, made it a preset.
It's like the only app you need.
The #1 radio app. Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit onefirmforlife.com today for your free consultation.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan.
TK Law wants us to look ahead, so we'll look ahead on Real Radio tomorrow morning on the Monsters in the Morning. More chances for you to win tickets to join them on the Monster Brew Bus, plus tickets at Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, the Restless Leg Tour. Plus, let's see, what else do they have going on a Wednesday on the Monsters? Oh, yeah, TK Law, Ray Trenley will be on the show.
Traitor.
Look ahead with the team at TK Law to plan your family's future. Visit onefirmforlife.com.
You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show.
What's up, Colbert crew?
What up,
BDM bread. Yeah, when it came to eating fast, being in drumline and football and all that stuff, they always told us, eat now, taste it later, fool. And I've been that way ever since. I'm 6 foot, 200 pounds, in pretty decent shape, I guess. You know how it goes. Crazy. Have a good one.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate
Good
that.
afternoon, the Jim Colbert Show. This is Prince of the Island, Jimmy. Yes, I beat you to it. I cooked for the fire station 3 times for Thanksgiving, and I did island style Thanksgiving with grilled snapper and baked chicken and all that stuff. It's very easy. All you have to do is just go talk to the fire chief and see who's gonna be there for Thanksgiving, and you can do it.
Thank you, buddy.
I've done it. Yes, beat you on one.
He still can't figure it out.
Jim, when I was a kid, we ate slower because we had to get up and change the channel on the TV.
Very nice. Thanks for all your calls. Appreciate that very much, as we do every single day. I want to send out a big thanks to Russ Rollins from the Monsters of the Morning. I don't know if you guys know, he wrote a children's book. And the odd thing about this children's book is my daughter illustrated it.
Yeah.
And I think it comes out here soon. So it was really cool of him to give her that opportunity. And we were talking this morning about how incredibly proud we were both of her and how talented she is. So big thanks to Russ for giving her that opportunity. He even invited her to come out and do signings with him. That was very cool of him.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, very, very neat.
Yeah,
very neat.
I saw a picture of the book today.
Yeah.
Looks like the real deal.
Yeah, amazing stuff.
Yeah,
All right,
beautiful illustration.
Let's do You Heard It Here first.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on The Jim Colbert Show.
All right, with genetic testing company 23andMe filing for bankruptcy, privacy experts are warning the DNA of millions of people is up for sale.
Pay careful, close attention to what happens next. Be careful about clicking through anything that looks like a change in the privacy statement.
That's Harvard law professor L. Glenn Cohen, the company known for its saliva-based test kits that offer customers a look into their genetic ancestry, assures the security of customer data. Still, there's no guarantee. That stored data includes information like genetic predispositions to health information. If you've stored your saliva sample and DNA with 23andMe and wish to change that preference, you can do so in your account settings under Preferences. Also, Jack, I know there is an option to download your data or permanently delete it. So you should be able to download it and then get rid of it.
Nice.
Excellent.
I got to do that.
Closer to home, I hate these stories. The man charged in the death of a Hillsborough County deputy will spend more than 4 decades behind bars. Not nearly enough time. A judge today sentenced Travis Garrett to 45 years in prison. Garrett pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and other charges for intentionally ramming his car into Corporal Brian Levine's cruiser in January 2021 and killing the 54-year-old. At the time of his death, Levine was a 31-year veteran who was just one shift away.
You have got to be kidding.
From retirement.
Unbelievable.
Give him 65 years.
Yeah. Give him all the years.
Give him all the years. Yeah. And then finally, the NCAA men's basketball tournament. I know you guys aren't big college basketball fans, right? How about you, Scott? You a big college basketball fan?
Yeah, I watch it.
Have you watched any of the NCAA?
I'm following the Gators.
Well, there you go. That good
Which is easy to do this year.
Well, it's seeing its highest viewership in decades. Games through the second round are averaging 9.4 million viewers. That makes this year's tournament the most watched in how many years, guys?
Oh, my goodness.
15.
Yeah, I would say something like that. Maybe 15, 20.
Try 32.
Damn, really?
32 years. Viewership peaked Sunday with an average of 10.1 million viewers. The tournament resumes play on Thursday.
Would that have been when the Michigan crew was there with like all those guys, Jack? That Magnificent Five or whatever it was
Fab
during
Five.
Michigan? Yeah, the Fab Five. Yeah.
I
think it's a little bit earlier.
Fab Five. Yeah. Beatles. I love them.
Either way, you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
Thank you, Deb. Good job as always. Appreciate
Thank
that
you.
very much.
You're
Who do we have to
welcome.
thank
You're
today?
welcome. Well, we want to thank the one and only Scott Brown with Edgewater Family Wealth. Yay!
This guy's a wizard.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, text just came in. I really enjoyed that last guest. Every time he's on, I learn something new. Of course, he's talking about Scott Brown.
Well, just in case you missed Scott Brown's segment, It's Only Money. It has been posted at Jim Colbert Live under the goods. And then last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it so much every single day. Really do. Thank you very much. Jack, question of the day.
That's right. We posted in 2 places. How fast do you eat dinner? The choices were under 10 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes, 21 to 30, or longer. Scott, what say you?
I'd say 21 to 30.
Yeah, I think that's the majority, 21 to 30. I don't think anybody eats slow anymore. What do you think?
10 to 20 took 50% of the vote.
Damn!
It's not good for your digestion.
It's
I
not.
eat slow.
Yeah,
And
I know you
then
do.
You're supposed to chew 32 times.
The next most popular one at 27%, under 10 minutes.
Come on, man. Wow, that is
Longer
crazy.
than 30 minutes, 3%.
Wow. Yeah. Got to switch that up, guys. It's supposed to be eating a lot slower than that. I would have also been in one of those lower brackets. So I'm a crammer for sure. Scott, as always, thank you, buddy. Always good seeing you.
Pleasure.
That's EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. Go to that pull-down bar. Make yourself a reservation for one of those great events coming up, either April 3rd or April 11th. You guys ready?
Ready.
Who's in for tomorrow for Animal House?
We have Daryl Payne and Pawfection Dog Training. So if your dog has an attitude, call us tomorrow.
Also, Scott Maxwell will be in with us as well. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long, of course.
Really quick, even the Instagram poll also second is 10 to 20 was the most popular one at 60%.
Unbelievable, man.
Slow down.
On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Scott, I am Jim. We follow News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning after us. It's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Tuesday evening.
And chew your food. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Hey, my little darling baby.
If you missed any part